It's the Stewart's TV and Appliance pregame show. It's the Stewart's TV and Appliance pregame show. Shop smart, shop local, shop Stewart's TV and Appliance in Elyria. The wait is finally over. The lights are on, the stands are filling up, and across Ohio, high school football is back. It's week 1, and teams across Lorain County are ready to begin the journey towards a championship. New faces, new teams, new expectations, and plenty of familiar Friday night traditions. From the opening kickoff to the final whistle, we'll bring you the action, the atmosphere, and all of the excitement of Friday Night Lights. This is WOBL and Cool Cat Radio, the Lorain County Sports Network, your home for Lorain County high school football. Week 1 is here, but one game is final already as Avon beats St. Ignatius 22-21 on Thursday night. Teams in action tonight, 15 games across Lorain County, and will begin in the Southwestern Conference, where Amherst is on the road taking on Sandusky, and our YouTube Game of the Week presented by Bill Jackson Roofing. Strongsville is at Avon Lake. Elyria is looking to snap a 23-game losing streak on the road at Mayfield, a game you can listen to right here on Cool Cat Radio, as it's the Bill Jackson Roofing Game of the Week. Westlake is at Midview, and North Ridgeville will be making the long drive down to Uniontown to take on the Lake Blue Streaks in a game you can watch comfortably from your couch on YouTube. Just go to It's the Stewart's TV and Appliance pregame. It's the Stewart's TV and Appliance pregame show. Shop smart, shop local, shop Stewart's TV and Appliance in Elyria. The wait is finally over. The lights are on, the stands are filling up, and across Ohio, high school football is back. It's week 1, and teams across Lorain County are ready to begin the journey towards a championship. New faces, new teams, new expectations, and plenty of familiar Friday night traditions. From the opening kickoff to the final whistle, we'll bring you the action, the atmosphere, and all of the excitement of Friday Night Lights. This is WOBL and Cool Cat Radio, the Lorain County Sports Network, your home for Lorain County high school football. Week 1 is here, but one game is final already as Avon beats St. Ignatius 22-21 on Thursday night.
When the Stars Spangled Banner was officially adopted by Congress in its place,
Stadium. Check. We welcome you to the field of from Strober Field at Foundation Stadium. As we are trying to move Amherst traveling in to take on the Sandusky Blue Streaks. High atop the stadium here from the Lorain Implement Broadcast booth. We're farming equipment experts since 1965. BourneImplement.com. As we're continuing on here, the Stewart Stephen Appliance pregame show, as we'll throw it quickly here to you, Munch, for tonight's keys to the game.
Well, you look at the keys to the game, of course, from Williams Brothers Builders, performing site work, concrete, and carpentry with our own forces. They're very, very big. I'm going to tell you the biggest one because, the players coming back from Sandusky remember last year's game, and it was a 48-6 loss to Amherst. What they did is they gave up 410 rushing yards, 5 touchdown runs, including a 71 and 69-yarder. So it's simple. Biggest key to the game, not just stop the rush game, but take away a big play. Years ago, Jamal Lewis ran wild for the Browns, for the Ravens against the Browns. And after the game, I was talking to Butch Davis. He goes, "Well, Munch, we had 2 of those runs that were 80 and 65. You take those away." I go, "But Coach, you don't take them away because they happen." And another head coach, Jamaris Brown, and the defense of Sandusky realized that. Now, if you're Amherst, you're replacing a pretty dang good quarterback in Christensen. So there's going to be a lot of work. Interesting note for the youngster sophomore, Anthony Passarello. But also, you turn the flip the coin on that, my friend. You look at the quarterback for Sandusky, and another sophomore in Zion Hemlin. So a couple of softs going at it. I know they've got some veterans on the line. And when you talk about lines, you can't get any smarter than 2 National Honor Society students on the right side of that Amherst offensive line. The right guard, Ryan George, and the right tackle, Christian Wolf. So line play for Amherst to protect that young quarterback. They're going to try to run early on to set up the pass. Nowadays, you set up the pass in big-time football to run the ball. But I look for Amherst to run, and also something, the 3-4 defense, which is interesting for Sandusky. They're going to have to get some linebackers up in those holes on the line.
That they are. They're going to be asked to do a lot of heavy lifting, and I'm glad you mentioned both quarterbacks essentially making debuts as starters here on Friday Night Lights. And you can do as much as you can to prepare throughout practice and out JV in the season before, but there's nothing like it here this evening. And with that, we'll jump into our starting lineups here this evening as each team gets ready to take the field. We'll start with the team that'll be on offense, the Amherst Comets up front. We've got Evan Swires, the left tackle, 6'2" junior. Bobby Brooks, 5'9" senior. In the middle, the center, Ethan Vincent, a returning starter, 6'2", 245 junior. Ryan George, also a senior at right guard. Christian Wolf manning the right tackle spot, a senior as well. Very experienced offensive line. Then, like you said, a quarterback, Anthony Passarello, who wear number 12, 6-foot sophomore. Out at receiver, you have the likes of Jack Coleman, as well as Bryce Colvin, and then a tight end, Anthony Litz, and then a new running back this year, Ethan Lane, just a sophomore, but they expect big things from him, and I'll throw it over to you for that Amherst defense.
And one thing I want to know, too, when we talk about another key, Jack Coleman is also a pretty darn good quarterback, okay? They thought he'd be more valuable at receiver. If he gets the ball in any kind of jet sweep or a pitch, watch out, because he may pull up before he crosses the line of scrimmage and get the job done. Now, for the Sandusky Blue Streaks, we're going to be kicking off on defense. At end, Terrence Randleman, 6', 210-pound senior. Nose tackles, Elliott Taylor, 6', 324-pound senior. He's going to be a mountain of a man to move. Lazarus Young's at tackle, and Christian Porter's the other end. Your linebackers are very, very active in Denario Swain and Terrence Randleman and Omar Alejo. And your DBs, your boundary corner is Lewis Johnson. Your free safety is Davion Jackson. Terrell Ruiz is your strong safety, and Bryson Jenkins is your free safety. We're underway, baby, to kick off. Let's play some football.
There we are. There's a squib kick there from Raymond Peak of the Blue Streaks as it's jumped on there by Landon Johnson. We'll talk about him a bit tonight as he comes off of that, heads to the sideline with the rest of the Comets, and we get ready to see that offense, which the starting lineup is brought to you by Garen's Tavern in Grafton. Some of the best post-game meals you can find, especially if the Middies had a home game. As we get ready, we already heard our Williams Brothers Builders keys to the game. While we were away, Elyria Charities, Inc. brought you the national anthem, as they will every week. Elyria Charities, Inc., where it's all about education.
Encroachment on the kicking team. 5-yard
penalty.
First down.
Well, the ball has not been snapped. It's interesting to note. Was that on the kickoff?
I believe so. So maybe somebody jumped ahead a little early on their coverage, so Amherst will get a another 5 yards of field position, but they'll still start.
And I want to mention quickly, too, the starting line. I gave you the backups there. Costante, Hunter, Michaels, and Peugeot from left to right for the Sandusky Blue Streaks.
Amherst will come out in the shotgun to start this evening. Jack Coleman is going to head in motion there from left to right on your screen. They'll give the lane to Sir. He goes off tackle left, and he's going to break off a nice run there off tackle and gets the nice first down, splitting a couple defenders at the end.
And there's Ethan Lane, the gentleman you talked about. And you know what? The left side of the line, perhaps the smartest line in the state of Ohio, with 2 National Honor Society students, Ryan George and Christian Wolf. They're on the right side. Actually, they pulled on that, and there was nothing that the Sandusky defense could do is pursue once he broke through.
Yeah, the only thing scarier than those old linemen is when they got some speed belts up coming at you. So they'll run again left side, and Lane will knife his way through for a pickup of 9. So the sophomore, they're getting an early dose of him.
Great tackle out there that time by the Blue Streaks. Looked like DeJohn Swain out there. A lot of sophomores on both teams dotting the starting lineups, I should say, too.
We'll come to find out when Sandusky comes in on offense, but both of these offenses replacing a lot of production from 2025. This time, Passarello will keep, and he'll get the first down, and they've really been favoring that left side so far.
You know, they just blocked straight ahead, nothing fancy. Evan Swire's the left tackle. Bobby Brooks the left guard. They got the job done. And I'll tell you what, Ethan Vince at the center, he's a good one, 6 foot 245. You got a junior, a senior, a junior, a senior, and senior on that line. The guys behind them may be young, but there's some experience down there in the trenches.
As they're moving in a hurry here, no huddle to start this one.
Coach Stolm out on the field changing the play for the Amherst Comets.
And he knows he's got to stay outside of those numbers there, that big 40. This time they'll go back to Lane as he's going to navigate through, get up to close to the 30-yard line, and they haven't even felt the need to test Passarello's arm yet.
You look at Ethan Lane. Is he a big guy? Well, 5'10", 200 pounds, but he's powerful. And when you're running behind the line that he has, you know, they're not doing anything fancy.
Oh, not at all. I mean, this is very basic part of their playbook. You expect to see this maybe in a scrimmage, so they're feeling comfortable right now, that's for sure.
And that's protected. Even with 3 receivers to the right side of Passarello, the quarterback, he hasn't thrown the ball yet today.
So second down, and this time Lane will get it to the right side. He busted up the middle, and that'll be another first down, brought to you by Dick and Dovin and Reber Jones Funeral and Cremation Centers. They're getting close to that red zone.
Wait, number 5 came up in a hurry to make the tackle, Davion Jackson.
So an 8-yard pickup. They're going in a hurry. Sweep over to the right, but this time swallowed up. Great job setting the edge there by the Blue Streaks. And that'll be the first time they've really stuffed this running game.
Blaine Constante on the tackle. He also is an offensive lineman, the right tackle. Constante is a good one. 6 foot 225 pound senior. Very active there on the line.
And they're going to need more of that as he'll flop sides.
And the Sandusky's flip-flopping the ends just to throw Amherst off a little bit so they don't know who they're blocking each time.
They've got trips out to the left. They'll go that way. Pulling guard trying to make a path for Lane. Tracked down for a moment. And they'll get him after a couple. We'll see our first third down.
You know, I like what I saw that time. Constante couldn't pull him down, but you know what? You grab your jersey. It slows him down. It's like an anchor. And that kept him from exploding around the end, and the rest of the Blue Streaks came over and put the wham on him.
And that comes down, that's an effort play right there. Coaches love one like that. Not giving up on the play. So this time we'll go away from the spread, and we'll have what some call the Maryland eye.
Power eye, my friend. I like to see that. 2 fullbacks in front of the running back.
No shock. Lane gets it, and he's got a bully.
I don't think he got 5. He didn't get 5.
Yeah, he's going to be at least a yard or 2 short. So now we'll see what Amherst chooses to do. Somewhat reliable kicker from last year, Jack Coleman, did a lot more PATs than field goals. But it looks like that offense is staying out there much.
You got 4th down. What are we going to call it, my friend? At least 4th and 3.
Yeah.
Boy, that is something. Coach Thome rolling the dice early and often for his Comets.
And this time they'll pitch it out wide from that power eye. Lane cuts back, cuts through, spinning off a tackler, and he's inside the 10. It'll be 1st and goal, Comets.
Lane did it on his own. They had him wrapped up in the backfield. He just spun away, the old 360 move. What you have to do is somebody's doing that spin on you. You want to pop him as he come around towards you, gets the ball loose, but Lane controlled it and got a nice first down there for the Comets.
And even though they're under center, we're going to see them go hurry up here. It'll be a handoff to Lane this time. He tries to get through. He's going to be brought down by a combination of a few Blue Streaks, including Terrell Ruiz, one of the captains for Sandusky.
Some of the bigger boys coming in here on the goal line. 57 running out. Lazarus Young, who got some time in on that series of downs.
And it's been a long drive so far. I mean, we're over 3 minutes into this, testing your conditioning early. Back in the shotgun here, Jack Coleman split out left. Passarello going to head the other way with blockers, trying to find the pylon, and he'll run it in. First touchdown of the season, as that's going to be Passarello getting in there, slipping at the end. But with that touchdown, that is the first of many $5 donations from Jamie's Karmat Shop to the Friendship Animal Protective League of Lorain County.
How cool is that, man? We got to shout them out in a big, big way that they're doing that.
I need HK Liquor to report to the ticket office.
So now we'll see the kicking unit head out there, and it will be, now this is quite the advantage for Amherst all season. You got your quarterback as the holder, and your best playmaker is the kicker. That makes it fun.
No need for the quarterback to pull it up and toss to somebody after that drive, but there's a possibility.
That one's up, and it's through.
Coleman splits the uprights.
So Amherst goes up 7-0 after a near 4-minute drive to open the season here at Sandusky. Take a quick break and be right back here in the first quarter on the Lorain County Sports Network.
Guys back.
Donation or a fry wagon.
Back here on YouTube on the Lorain County Sports Network. If you're just joining us for the first time, I want to remind you to like and subscribe. It's absolutely free. It doesn't sign you up for anything. Just make sure that you're following along for your team all season. And you pointed out in the break, Sandusky got quite the approach back there.
You know, it's interesting, too, that 3 men back for the kickoff are Ruiz, Jackson, and Peak.
As Coleman sends in. That's going to go back to around the 5, and they're going to take it out here. And he's met right away. Big hit stick there, just past the 20.
You know, that's a special team tackle extraordinaire. And seeing that tackle by Ali Unis, you know, it's interesting. My son played special teams years ago in high school. They say, Clay, get him low. He goes, no, Dad, you want to stand him up and let him see your face when you put the lick on him. And that's exactly what Unis did that time.
Want him to know who's hitting him. So that'll bring Sandusky's offense out for the first time here. 8:01 to go in the first quarter. Comets up 7-0. And we'll get to see Zion Henlin command this offense for the first time. Not in his career. He got a little bit of playing time last year, but in a full-time capacity.
11 for 20 for 71 yards rushing, 23 attempts, 79 yards passing.
As Lewis Johnson will be to his left to start, and they'll hand it to him. Tries to cut around, and he's going to head out left, but tracked down quickly. Looked like the 27 right there.
What a great ankle tackle that time by Brody Bottomley, the free safety. He came up. You know what, man? You always hear, hit them low, okay? Get them by the ankles. They're not going anywhere.
Oh, no chance, right?
Chopping the tree down, my friend.
No matter who it is. I don't care who it is. As they'll stay in the spread here. 2 receivers outright on the bottom of your screen. 1 split up top. Motion man there is going to be Davion Jackson as they're going to look to pass. Flag thrown. Jackson comes away with it. Loses ground to gain ground. And check that. That'll be Terrell Ruiz.
The only thing is we have a flag on the field. Now, I saw a referee pointing towards the Amherst side of the field. However, he could have been pointing at a Sandusky player, so we'll see.
So we'll find out the specifics.
Illegal formation.
Legal formation. There was somebody motioning there. You always wonder how that'll play in this early in the season.
You have to have 7 on the line of scrimmage. I don't know if they had 7 on the line of scrimmage that time.
So that is courtesy of the officiating crew, which is presented by Ross Environmental Services all season long. Rely on Ross because they do it right.
And walked in with the officials today, too, and they said, just remember, Munch, we do it right.
As they'll share that with anybody that'll listen. 7:23 to go here.
Boy, shotgun with 4. You got almost like the running back is wide, and you have 3 trips to the right side of the field, the wide side of the field.
They'll bring Terrence Randleman in motion. He's going to be a lead blocker as they're going to hand it up the middle. We have another flag here thrown early as Jackson tried to find a path.
Jackson lowered his shoulder. You got a little run there. 5'10", 185-pound senior for the Blue Streaks. a hold on the interior line of Sandusky. This one's coming back too.
So 2 plays, 2 quick penalties so far.
You know, shame on the first one because they picked up first down and many more yardage on that pass.
10-yard penalty, second down.
As we continue here in the opening quarter.
Hey, how about to the national anthem today with the alumni band too of Sandusky coming by, of course, brought to you by Elyria Charities Incorporated. It's all about education. That was special.
It truly was, and that's what helps set the stage so well for all the hype that comes back around high school football. Obviously, it's the games on the field, but it's little things like that and the different traditions you see at each place we go. Shotgun snap back. It's going to be a screen out wide. That'll be caught by Ruiz, but tracked down by a couple of Comets.
Oh, man, the first one over there just got the job done. Wrapped him up and dragged him down.
I think that's going to be the 15 of Sam Tollett there.
Yeah, that was Sam Tollett.
Great job there coming up from his safety spot. And he's a guy that
strong
joined
safety.
them later in the camp. So
played like a strong safety that time, too. 6 foot, 150 pounds. Boy, he hit.
He didn't look like he was 150, right?
He hit him. I mean, you know what they say, not the size of the dog in the fight, but the size of the fight in the dog, and Tollett showed us that time.
Plenty of fight there as we'll see trips to the boundary here. Dropping back, avoiding the pass rush. There goes Henley as he's trying to navigate through. Makes one man miss, but then gets caught by the turf monster. So he got away from Landon Johnson for a moment. That was impressive enough as is.
The sniper got him that time, but you know what? Over there, putting the pressure on again to drop him down, Sam Tollett. Tollett moves and grooves out there from that strong safety position. And I don't know if it's what could you say? It's just interesting that Tollett is a strong safety weighing 150 pounds. He puts licks on you, man. That's like a stick of dynamite.
He sure did, as he and some of the other defenders head to the sideline, which will mean the punt return team comes out. Christian Voorhees back deep for Amherst, and punting it away will be the 2 of Raymond Peak, who's been a switch Army dive. He's been used for a lot of different things this evening so far. That'll be handled by Voorhees, trying to get around the first man. He'll break out of that, going back towards the logo, cutting wide side along the 30.
There's a block in the back, my friend. It's coming back.
Well, he doesn't care. He's going to sprint all
you
the
got to
way.
push it to the end zone. You have to push it to the end zone. And 10 made a driving try in Keaton Peak. He couldn't wrap him up. Then the flag came out. You know what? What can you say? Great run, young fella, but it's coming back.
As that's one, you might even see him throw it in his highlight clip. See if you can crop it to get rid of the flag. Cut that out. The penalty.
Block in the back, receiving team. 10-yard penalty.
You know, it was kind of, from our view here in the catbird seat in the great press box at in Sandusky, it's just interesting to know when you see a player almost look like he got shot in the back, his arms come up, you know, head flies back. That's when I saw the flag come down.
That's a key sign right there, telltale side. So that'll move him back to the 39 to start this drive as we keep it here. Amherst ready to get back out there. We'll see if Sandusky has any adjustments in store to deal with that rushing attack that was so potent.
Well, not even an attempted pass the first time around. And I would say they drove close to 65 yards and just run. Not even like I said, not even a semblance of a pass, and then pull it and tuck it in from Passarello.
And that's despite some of the shotgun formations. We'll see one like that again. Here's Passarello, keeps it. He finds a lane. He's up the middle and through the defense, well into enemy territory. Ruiz finally able to catch him.
Boy, Ryan George, the right guard, Ethan Vincent, the center, they just split their guys. You know, it's simple. They just turn the guy to the left, turn the guy to the right, and bang, right up through that hole.
And it adds up to being a 27-yard gain. The chain gang struggling to even keep up right now with this speedy Amherst offense. This time it's Lane, and he's met immediately right there.
That's what you want to see. You want to see every white helmet from the Sandusky Blue Streak with that blue streak going on the side, flying to the football. That's exactly what they've done. He was tackled by a posse of blue streaks.
Too many to pick one out there, but he'll get around 2 with the forward progress already. Carry number 8 for Lane tonight.
Lazarus Young back up to Javon Michaels at the tackle spot. He's seen a lot of action early on for the Blue Streaks.
That he has, and we're trying to see a substitution there, but a heads-up timeout called that time by Jamaris Brown and his coaching staff.
Like Kamarian Hunter can get off the field in time, so it's like, nah, we're not going to give him any yards, especially after giving up only 2 on that run, so let's get a timeout in here.
And timeouts all season brought to you by Pavement Maintenance of Ohio, or as we like to call them, PMOH.
I like that, my friend.
Asphalt repair to cracked ceiling. Visit ohasphalt.com. We were also talking about, and we may visit there at some point, Lorain. George Daniel Field getting an update to their parking lot.
From these gentlemen and ladies there. Fantastic. I'll tell you what, love these old stadiums. I mean, this stadium, brand new turf, brand new track, but you see the concrete walls around there, the facade of Strobel Field Foundation Stadium. It's just a treat.
And that's the interesting part. There's so much history here. You already talked about Orlando Pace Avenue. Was it Earl Bruce?
Yes, indeed, a plaque for Earl. And, Earl was a man's man, a gentleman of all gentlemen. Don't know if I ever mentioned the story, but the day that my son in high school for St. Ignatius played for a state championship game, which was Ignatius's last one 15 years ago, okay, he gets a phone call from Earl Bruce. Earl had asked me for his number earlier in the week and called me and said, I want to give your son a call and gave him a little pep talk before the game.
That's a special thing, right?
Yeah, isn't that, I mean, for a coach like Earl Bruce to call a high school kid.
Take his time like that. It's an incredible thing as Amherst back on offense. We'll see him drop back for the first time. And that throw from Passerello kind of caught in between two of his guys, Xavier Champion and Coleman.
Not quite sure if one of them ran a wrong pattern because Coleman kind of pulled up a little bit and Champion was too far.
But it is worth noting, they use the play action there, so even when they're not running the ball, they want you to think they are with how strong it's been so far to this point.
Huge third down now for the Sandusky Blue Streaks to put a stop on them.
And they're going to let Passerello run to the short side, the boundary side of the field, so he'll pick up a couple, but he didn't have a lot of room to work with.
No, it looks like it'll be at least 4th and 5, if not 4th and 6.
So they'll say he got up to around the 29 before stepping out. Gain of close to 3, maybe.
And you know what? They're not going to punt. They're going to go for it.
Offense will stay out there, so we'll see a substitution late in Bohannon. But Sandusky not choosing to delay them with their own substitution. Time for the hard count.
Sandusky does play a 4-front. I said a 3-man front earlier, but they have a stand-up end on the left side.
10 seconds on the play clock, according to the back judge. We'll see if they actually try to run a play here.
That's Handelman.
And we'll see another timeout from Sandusky. So
interesting.
We want to make sure they're on the same page, but Coach looking a little upset there during that.
I think on one hand, he wanted Coach Jamaris Brown wanted Amherst to think about it. Also, it looks like he had a couple substitutions that he didn't get in on time, so called the timeout for that. Now remember, they don't carry over, so if you think that you can stop them here on 4th and 5 and get the ball back, that's a good timeout.
And to your point, Amherst making that late sub, I wonder if he was going to attempt to, because he was talking to an official after he called the timeout, if maybe he wasn't granted that opportunity. But either way, let's check on our forecast conditions, because this is a beautiful night, especially late in October.
Can't get much nicer than this.
77 degrees here in Sandusky, sunny skies at the moment. Sunset not expected till around 8:20 or so. So we are in for a treat here, especially in the month of August. And that weather spotlight, thanks to Lorain County Clerk of Courts, Tom Orlando, a proud sponsor of high school athletics.
Very, very important. And we're so glad to be with you, friend, on the Lorain County Sports Network on YouTube. Always a good one. You're looking good here, my friend.
The best we can.
You know what they should be showing Corey and Sam Sovacool. Those are really good-looking guys here with the crew.
Yeah,
reason that we're on radio.
As all of these guys that you're seeing on camera tonight, thanks to Sam Sovacool. We've got a motion there from Amherst. But then it looked like their offensive line was the one.
Well, that's going to be a 4th and 10. Interesting if they'll bring a punter in now.
And there was another late substitution, though. This time it was Sandusky.
Yeah, they're moving their personnel around. Yeah. And, I believe that time, good move by Jamaris Brown, the head coach of Sandusky. That's what led Amherst for the penalty. But Amherst is going to go for it here.
Yeah, offense still out there.
A 4th and 10.
So here goes Passerello rolling left. He's tucking it. He doesn't look like he's going to throw it at all. Makes one man miss. It trucks another at the sideline, but he's going to come up just short of the first down line to gain.
Well, Terrell Ruiz did not make the tackle. He slowed him down. Boy, Passerello lowered his shoulder. How big is Mr. Passerello, the quarterback? 6 foot, 175. These guys from Amherst lowering shoulders, putting the boom on them, yeah.
So they'll go from the 34 up to about the 26. So we got 8 there, which is a nice gain, but it's going to be a turnover on downs. So that will give the ball back to Sandusky here. 4:39 to go in the opening quarter of play. Max Drummond alongside Mark Munch Bishop, Sam Sovacool on the camera, and Corey Lozier running the show on production.
Interesting, too, because even though Amherst only plays 3 down linemen, they bring out their outside linebackers in on the line.
See a drop back there. Nice step up in the pocket by Henley as he's taking off left, gets past everybody. He's into the third level across midfield.
Oh, 27 made a touchdown-saving tackle. That's Brody Bottomley.
And
Brody Bottomley, I should say, the free safety, doing what free safeties do.
And it's been a trend so far. A lot of penalties. But we'll see where this one's on. It's right around at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, it's interesting because, boy, he just beat man there. I didn't even see any Sandusky players except for the quarterback, Hanlon, at that part of the field.
So, as it stands, it's a 28-yard run. And I'll give him credit. That's what he's done a real nice job of so far, is realizing when the pocket's breaking down, he's not hanging around to find out what's going to happen. He's trying to make a play happen.
Peugeot, the center, was pleading a case with one of the offensive linemen.
So it'll be a spot penalty from the 46. They'll march them back to the 36. That's still going to be enough to move the chains. What do you think?
I think they're going to be a yard short, my friend. Boy, you take away a 28-yard run like that.
On Sandusky, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. It still results in a first down.
Oh, it wasn't up for a first down. Look at you, my friend.
Inches past the line to gain there as they pick up Dick and Dovin and Reber Jones Funeral and Cremation Center first down. So now Henlin has them set. He's back in the pistol. He'll turn hand off. This time he'll go to Jackson, who's met immediately. A lot of guys corralling there to get the blue streak. Most notably, Andy Malloy.
Anderson Malloy, the defensive end, wearing number 8. I like that he stands out in a big, big way. Last year, 56 tackles, 3 for loss, 2 sacks, fumble recovery, 6 foot, 210-pound senior.
And this is on a defense that only returns 3 starters, so he's one of them. So
and ready for this? He bench presses 315, so even at that weight, he's not going to get pushed around.
Yeah. And he's going against some big offensive linemen on the other side, so really looking forward to seeing how that stacks up. Another handoff up the middle. This time he's breaking through, and Davion Jackson's got a first down.
And I'm going to tell you something that time. Braden Peugeot, and not saying his parents are just far enough in front that they can't hear. So they're seated there in the middle section right at the 50-yard line. Peugeot just blew his man off and got that hole. You'll see it here. Oh, my. Great blocking.
Yeah, absolutely. As they're hurrying up to the line, so we'll probably see a bit of tempo from each side tonight. 1st and 10 from the Amherst 49.
3:30 to go in the first quarter.
Landon Johnson had his hands on, but he's stiff armed by Jackson. Finds a lane down the sideline, and he scampers ahead for another first down.
Boy, he did that on his own. He had a slew of tacklers, but Davion Johnson, 5'10", 185-pound senior, boy, he got through there somehow using a combination of speed and power.
Back-to-back double-digit yard runs, and now they're finding themselves in a bit of a groove here on the Blue Streaks.
Well, they had a 28-yard run that got called back, but on the offensive line asserting themselves. I just wonder if it gets that 3-4. Now it looks almost like 5 linemen because, again, the linebackers come up on either end.
Motion, that time he'll be a decoy. Guess who? It's Jackson again, powering through the middle of that defense, still on his feet, dragging Collins to the goal line. He'll mark him down at the 1.
Oh, my, 35-yard run for Mr. Jackson. I call him sir after that one, but you know, once again, the middle of the line, Braden Peugeot, Camarion Hunter, Jaden Durr, they are just blowing up in holes. You got Durr, he's only 185 pounds.
As a former offensive lineman, I love that you took the time to highlight each one of them.
Oh, and you know what, you feel it though, don't you? Once you're getting blocks and once you're getting your guy pushed back, oh, Sandusky's feeling it now in a big, big way.
They've got great momentum going right now. They're going to go under center here, and they're going to bully their way into the end zone. And that'll be Zion Henlin on the QB sneak from a yard out as they're an extra point away from tying this game.
The 2:50 in the first, Sandusky draws blood to come back and make it a 7-7 game, a 1-yard run. 1-yard run by the quarterback, Zion Henlin.
As that is another $5 added to a donation to the Friendship Animal Protective League of Lorain County from Jamie's Carpet Shop.
And all I can say is Zion found the promised land.
Extra point is up and good.
And you know who got it through? Was that Kayla Gunbush? It sure was, the kicker. Last year, 11-14 points after, and Kayla got it to go. What can you say? 7-7, and now the Sandusky faithful are all fired up as they should be. That was a magnificent drive. When you think about it, had a couple big plays called back.
That's right. They could have let the penalties define it, but they did not.
Good point there, my friend. That's why I like doing games with you.
It's a beautiful thing here on Friday nights. As that extra point is brought to you by Great Lakes Honda West. End of summer savings are happening right now at Great Lakes Honda West in Elyria, so make sure you go check them out. They have a very strong presence on Facebook as well.
Next, two things happened in the last few minutes. Number one, Sandusky got Amherst out on downs, and number two, Sandusky just took a deep breath and said, you know what, we're going to go to our strength. We've got good running backs. We've got a quarterback who's mobile and strong, too, once he busts through the line and some speed. Let's just dominate him on the offensive line. Just curious, because the 3-4 of Amherst is actually a 3-4-4. Going to wonder if they're going to put somebody else up in the middle.
You may have to. As you saw, it was way too easy for Jackson on that drive. He was getting to the second level untouched. And even when they were able to get hands on him there, he was able to power through them. So,
and the line across the front, my friend, 210, 215, and 205. Not very big for Amherst.
Yeah, they rely more on that athleticism, but in a game where somebody might not be passing as much, breaking in a new quarterback could work to their detriment. Another squib-style kick, and this time it's going to be picked up for Amherst by Jackson Vetta as he'll scamper ahead past the 30. So they are winning the field position battle on these kickoffs, but we'll see if the offense can take advantage.
Boy, these special teams guys are coming up with their heads held high as they should. 33, Caden Stacy. And it's interesting because I see the quarterback, Zion Henlon. He's just a sophomore. Going to go over to the Pines just with one of his coaches and go over a few things. He should get some stars now, though, for his play so far.
So 7-7 ball game here, 2:44 to go in the opening quarter from Strobel Field at Foundation Stadium. Anthony Passarello ready to keep guiding this offense as he checks the wristband from the shotgun. Ethan Lane next to him and two receivers either side. Lane will get it this time. Met right away up the middle. I believe that's going to be the 8 of Terrence Randleman on the tackle.
Boy, and Randleman is the boundary weak side linebacker, I should say, and boy, he got there in a hurry.
That he did, and they're going to, like we said, they're going to need a lot of that. They're going to have to do what they can to get this offense out of a groove.
Blaine Costante is getting some pressure in there, too, from his right end spot.
He's ready to go.
Oh, and that 4-point stance, I love it.
That's what caught my eye, and now he's going to hold there for a moment as Amherst looks off to the sideline. More and more teams, this is becoming the trend here. As they're checking those wristbands, Passarello.
And two receivers to either side of the field, short side and wide side.
And this time they'll let it fly out to Bryce Colvin. He gets it. They're going to try to rely on his speed, but he's tracked down quickly. Nice tackle there to force a third down by the 3 of Omar Alejo. He was split out pretty wide there to make that tackle.
He's playing linebacker out there. But, you know, when you have 4 guys out there and you only have 4 DBs, one of the linebackers has to come out and help cover. Usually it's a weak sider, Caden Stacy, 33, but what can you say? Omar did a great job on that.
Now Passarello will keep it. He's had some success tonight. He's trying to find a lane down the sideline. He does, as he's ripped out of bounds by Ruiz, but not after another Comet first down.
That is a touchdown-saving tackle that time by Mr. Ruiz.
And they're spotting the ball now. Looks like it'll be a pickup of right around 33 yards that time.
Well, you know what? That's got to be a little frustrating for Sandusky because they're jamming in between the tackles. So what does Amherst do? That's great coaching. They go wide.
And it's using some misdirection. Oh, and we're going to get the horse collar tackle tacked onto the end.
1:22 left in the first. First and 10. Oh, boy. They're marching off another penalty against Sandusky.
Looked like a horse collar tackle they called it for. Sam's helping me eye that up as they'll now be officially in the Kennedy Sports Cycles red zone.
Of course, since 1961, still doing motorcycles, scooters, ATVs, and more the right way.
Yeah, there's still a little bit of time of summer left, so.
Power backfield again.
Ethan Lane's going to get it. Keeps driving those legs. He won't get very far, but a modest gain on first down.
Boy, 2 blockers in first. You have Passarello, then you have a blocker almost like a 2 fullback formation. Power eye, I'll call that, my friend.
And that's what I'm going to call it as well, because there's no other game plan when you put all those guys in the line like that. It's to power your way through, most definitely. And they've got a lot of size up there. I mean, right now, Xavier Champion over at the left tight end spot of the formation. Then you got a pair of fullbacks and still Lane behind them.
Same power eye.
Misdirection is it's a boot left. Passarello, one man to beat. He's trying to stiff arm his way around him. He's going to carry him to the goal line and waiting for the single touchdown Amherst.
Definitely a touchdown. 7-yard run by Passarello with 36 seconds.
That'll be touchdown number 2 on the night for Passarello, both on the ground.
But Passarello is powerful. I'll tell you what, he has a future as a running back if quarterback wouldn't work out, but he's looking pretty poised there. Just a sophomore, 6 foot, 175-pounder.
Well, and that's how we can see why they were comfortable with him at receiver or quarterback, same with Coleman. And speaking of Coleman, he puts that one up and through, making it 14-7. Just under 40 seconds to go here in the opening quarter of play on our Bill Jackson Roofing Game of the Week. We'll be back and see if the Sandusky Blue Streaks can respond right after this. Back here from Strobel Field in Sandusky, Ohio, as the Amherst Comets go up by 7, thanks to a lengthy touchdown drive right there.
Now, Max, I know this is a lid lifter on the 2026 high school football season for both these schools, but the Amherst stands are packed, and not for faint of heart coming over here on 90 and 2, okay? Amherst more on Route 2, and you look at the Sandusky side, the community's turning out to support their Blue Streaks.
And I'm so glad you mentioned that, because we saw great tailgating from both sides happening in the parking lot beforehand, and yeah, to travel this distance for week 1.
Well, I was surprised because special. I was hearing some good music from the hood on the Amherst tailgate. I thought it'd be more like Kenny Chesney and stuff like that.
As we welcome all of that, every kind of music, like WOBL, we got the flavor of Kenny Chesney, if you ever want to tune in there for your country music.
I am honestly spoken.
But we're on YouTube. Nobody can say anything to us. 36 seconds to go here in the first quarter. After the touchback on the kickoff, Zion, Henley, and Sandusky will set up trips out to the right.
Yeah, wide side, they're using that big time, but you know what? 3 DBs out there.
David Jackson will get the handoff. This time he's wrestled down immediately, and believe that'll be Malloy getting him there, yes. The
lineman firing out, but you know what? Penetration galore that time. I'm seeing free safety coming up. I'm seeing strong safety coming up. Sam Tollett, Brady Bottomley to help those guys in the trenches.
Well, they're waiting to see if the passing game can affect them. So right now they're focused on stopping that run. Hard count. Doesn't get any of the comments, but almost. As we're down under 5 seconds, and we'll likely...
They're going to let this one go.
Come to the end. So here in our Bill Jackson Roofing Game of the Week on YouTube, Amherst up 14-7 after 1. So looking forward to having you back here for the start of the second quarter. Sandusky is looking to respond right here on the Lorain County Sports Network, your home for high school football. Back here for the start of the second quarter on YouTube. We appreciate you joining us. And if you didn't want to make the trip, we totally understand. That's why we made it for you, all of you Amherst Comet fans out there. As for the hosting Sandusky Blue Streaks, they'll start the second quarter on 2nd and 10 with about a 3, maybe closer to 5-yard pickup.
Bodies flat all around. That Sam Towell is just amazing. I have to keep pointing out he's a strong safety at 6 foot, 150 pounds. He's throwing his body around there like the Karate Kid.
As they're asking a lot of some youngsters out there, guys that maybe they're in their junior or senior years, but they just haven't had a lot of varsity playing time yet on that defense. From a year ago, replacing 5 Division II All-Ohioans. Henley got to step up in the pocket again. Scampers is way ahead, and he'll find his way for another first down.
Yeah, he broke an arm tackle that time. And the perpetrator of the arm tackle is hanging his head saying, you know what, that's Anderson Malloy who's as good as they get, because I've got to wrap him.
Oh, that'll get him up to the 32-yard line, and they've been able to find a lot of success through Henley's legs. Got to imagine we'll see more of that.
You know, Henley's 6'3", 185 pounds. Another one of these strong Sandusky Blue Streaks. They're hitting the weight room, I guarantee you that.
We'll see some pressure from Anthony Litz off the edge, but they'll run away from him. And Sandusky will be stood up after a couple. And like you mentioned, you're seeing a lot of guys, even if there's a pile like that, they're swarming to the ball. They have to.
Amherst Comets on that tackle. The only ones that weren't were the 2 safeties and the far boundary corner who couldn't get there in time.
Practically in coverage, yeah.
That was a mob scene. They bum rushed the show that time.
But based on Sandusky's last drive, we've seen that's crucial because if you let only 1 or 2 guys at them, that might not be enough. So under 10.5 to go here in the second quarter. Blue Streaks working from down 7. And speaking of 7, Isaiah Johnson goes in motion. Deception there as they hand it off, and unfortunately it looked like Kimarian Hunter and his running back Jackson may have collided that time.
Yeah, it was funny you mentioned Isaiah Johnson in motion just to throw him off a little bit. They actually didn't have anybody guarding him. The cornerback, actually the safety came over about 15 yards off of him. That could have been a good quick pass there and a good gainer.
And we'll see if that's a potential setup kind of play for later on in this ball game. Right now, very closely contested. Compared to this time a year ago, Amherst found themselves up 28-6 at halftime, so Sandusky hanging strong at the moment.
14-7, Amherst on top.
Jackson will get it up the middle, but he's met quickly, and he's driven back by a couple of Comets, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
And who came up again to stand up that pile? Mr. Tollett. Oh, my.
Looked like you had him there. You also had outside linebacker Jackson Vetta getting involved.
Oh.
A couple of newcomers.
Vetta very strong. He's a Sam linebacker. Again, 6 foot, 175 pounds. You know what it is there's some strength, but the speed to go with it is what's been devastating so far for that defense.
Well, we know how important that is, especially in the Southwestern Conference. You got a lot of teams to keep up with, whether it's the likes of Berea Mid-Park, Avon.
Oh, what a quarterback they have this year, too.
We got to see that on display last night. Punt away here from Sandusky. And Voorhees is going to let it bounce, and he may be second-guessing himself on the way back to the sideline there as that goes all the way down to the 15-yard line.
What a nice punt that time. 14, Max Williams let it bounce on it. I'll get another inch or 2 on that roll.
So that'll bring Amherst offense back out as they'll look to continue what has been a very solid start to this point. 2 out of their 3 drives have ended in scores.
What do we have? 2 passes, right?
Yeah,
one incomplete and one before the line of scrimmage, but they completed and had a nice gain on that.
As we're excited to be coming to you here from Sandusky. Next week we will return to the county as we'll show up for the Stillman Cup with Firelands at Vermilion, so we can't wait to bring you that one. But right now,
always fun going to Vermilion, my friend.
Comets back out on offense here. We got 3 receivers split out left. At the bottom of your screen will be Bryce Colvin, and to the right, Passarello.
Christian Wolf shouting some instructions to the receivers on the left side.
Well, that's because he's leading the way. Lane with a crucial block there, and then it's going to lead to Passarello picking up a few.
You know, Passarello scampered on a bounce on about the 19-yard line. No sense of getting hit there. Because I'll tell you what, people closing in on him in a hurry. Well, especially number 10, Caden Peak.
And he's already up to 8 carries, so they've been using him a lot. Like you alluded to, you got to watch out.
For the QB, yeah.
Got to watch out and preserve your health. It is only week 1 after all, so he's doing a good job there so far.
4 receivers, though. And you know what that's doing? That's pulling some defenders away from the middle of the line.
That it is, and this is more of a traditional 4-3, so they already have 1 less defender to work with in the secondary compared to Amherst when they're on defense. We'll see him load up and roll out left, but that's a far throw, especially for a righty. Falls incomplete.
Well, nice pressure put on that time, too, by Blaine Constante. Doing a real good job. Constante was going to run off, and coach said, no, you put pressure on him that time. You stay in, my friend.
As Parker Bohannon was the intended target out wide there.
You know, and good coverage on that, too, by the Blue Streaks. I actually thought if the ball...
on islands right now, too.
Yeah, if the ball wasn't short, it looked like the CB was going to break on it.
So 3rd down and 6. We'll see Passarello tuck it right away. He's trying to find around the way that left edge. Trying to cut up at the sideline, but he's met, and they deliver the boom on Passarello that time.
Boy, he's going to be at least 2 yards short, if not 3.
Yes,
it might be more than that, my friend. Oh, boy, they strung it out nicely. Yeah, 4 yards, so 4th and 6. Is Amherst going to go for it back in their own territory like this?
Man, oh, man, with the current lead, and we're still just over 3 minutes gone in the second quarter,
well,
that'd be very bold.
You know, there's a couple of things you can look at. One of them is, I know that this is not Coach Storm. He's not cocky, because cocky means you think he could do it. He's confident, which means he knows he can do it. But, boy, they're going to go for it back there.
Well,
you know what? They're going to try to draw. But even if they draw, 4th and 4, so they draw him off, it's a first down.
Their traditional punter is Jack Coleman, so you definitely don't expect a punt here. Let's see what they got.
Yeah.
And I believe a timeout is called by Amherst. So
yeah, he when he saw that they weren't going to draw him off, he said, we're going to go for the punt this time around. You're not going to go for it back on the, they're on their own 21-yard line?
As if they did go for it, they'd practically be setting up Sandusky in the red zone. Now, another couple things to address here tonight. Thankfully, it was a clean slate on the injury report coming into this week. Nothing to report on coming in, and so far throughout this game, we haven't seen anybody hobbled, and that's a relief, especially to those at the Mental Health and Addiction Recovery Services of Lorain County, as we see everybody healthy coming out of training camp.
And they want that too, but remember, you could be there for someone struggling with mental health and addiction issues this season. With the Mental Health and Association Addiction Recovery Services, I should say, of Lorain County.
So we will see Jack Coleman now set up to punt for Amherst as he's standing inside his own.
Boy, they have a man way deep inside the 40-yard line.
I believe that's going to be Terrell Ruiz, so he's respecting the leg on Jack Coleman.
Yeah, very much so.
First time we've seen Amherst punt tonight. Coleman will get it, and that'll be a low line drive, bouncing, and it ends up right to Ruiz. Casually takes it. Makes 2 Comets miss, trying to run around a third. He does.
Oh, my.
And he scampers ahead past midfield, so he gets some nice field position.
He shed 2 men that were down there on the coverage. He turned the corner. And I'll tell you what, Chris Hoops, 14, was there, the special teamer, and Reese just put the Jets on to get past him.
And he's a crucial player. They definitely, even though they're leaning more on the running game so far, he's a guy they want to get involved in the passing game. Second leading receiver last year, and really the only returning guy that is a reliable option as a pass catcher. Over 400 yards a season ago, second team all conference when they were in the Sandusky Bay Conference. Now they are moved on to the Northern Ohio League in the Lake Division. As we see Henlin here getting some instructions from the sideline. 8:30 to go, ball on Amherst 48, and they were missing a guy.
Well, that's the problem.
So Isaiah Johnson will head out there to create 3 receivers on the top of your screen. Henlin will look that way. Letting the arm unload. He's got a man deep. And that's called with the body, dragging a defender into the end zone.
Oh, my, 52-yard touchdown pass. Oh, my. Hamlin put it right on the money. You don't think that sophomore could throw the football? He certainly did.
Mobbed by his teammates here. Once again, Raymond Peak on the receiving end of that.
Oh, my.
The senior.
Peak made a great catch, but you know what? The ball was right there, working on the wide receiver slot. Peak, a 5'9", 175-pound senior. He got 3 steps on the defender. And there's Kaylee Gund that's going to put the extra point, and it's blocked.
Blocked right there. Looked like Colvin off the edge, so not a tie ball game, but boy, did Sandusky need a big play like that.
Boy, 8:21 to go in the second, and bang, getting it done in a big way, a 52-yard pass. How cool is that? From Zion Headland to Raymond Peak.
As you got a great look at it on the replay there, Sam. I don't know how you kept the ball and the catch in the shot there, but as he flexes, and you love to see the team down there celebrating as well. That's a group that is playing for each other.
You can't throw a much better pass than that.
Oh, not at all.
And it was on a line. It was perfect. Peak converted. And, boy, that was exciting, my friend.
And already, Zion Henlin matching his touchdown total from a year ago. And
how cool is that?
Yardage. I mean, this is quite the introduction to Friday nights.
Peak played a role on offense and defense here early today.
So now Sandusky, trailing by 1, will send the kickoff unit back out there. And it's going to actually be Raymond Peak, who is...
and the Blue Streak flag crew running the sidelines.
That's it.
Oh, my. Just a great route. Used his speed to get by. I'll tell you what, he beat good coverage there, too, but the pass was perfect. You got a couple steps on him. That's all you need.
And, you know, I hate to put these expectations on, but that might be one of the best passes he'll throw all season. That's not saying defining the rest of the season.
Exactly.
That's just not many passes are being thrown like that in the state of Ohio in general at the high school level, as we're going to see a nice return this time. Jackson Vetta navigating his way through, and we'll mainly see him on defense, but right there showing off a little bit of that ability that has him as a depth running back.
Yeah, interesting. What's the best thing that Amherst could do there? Well, you just saw it, get a great kickoff return.
So they continue to have great starting field position throughout this week 1 matchup with Sandusky. That'll be the same here. Now they're coming off of a drive where they did have to punt. What did you notice that Sandusky did last time out to force that 3 and out?
Yeah, that was interesting, wasn't it? It was a great timeout, too, and they got the job done. But they're feeling good. Let's see if they can stop this running attack again. Lazarus Young is checked back in at tackle.
As we've got a pretty stacked formation here. And before the
That's going to be against Amherst.
More of a flag. And
offside, right side of the line. I won't mention any names because the right side of the line is 2 National Honor Society students. One of the 2 jumped. I saw it.
Yeah, those are the last you'd expect. Both seniors as well. But nobody's immune to the week 1 effect. You know, everybody's shaking off that rust a little bit, and
we
Coach
were
is still going to be happy about it.
We were talking before the game. Like I said, I walked in with the referees, and sometimes there's a few extra flags thrown early in the game just to set the tone, saying, guys, come on, it's the first game of the season, but you can't be doing this.
So now 1st and 15 here, and that snap going to be dropped by Passarello, so he's going to just have to do what he can to make up for it. Gets maybe back to the 34, and
he wisely ran out of bounds because guess who's going to greet him there? Terrence Handelman.
Randleman, an honorable mention player a season ago. He had 90 tackles.
That's amazing. And they played 10 games. Think about that.
And that's before, that's a junior season.
Well, you know what? My math is not top of the line, but I figured that out quickly.
You certainly did. You did faster than I did.
2nd and 15.
So, and that'll be moved back even further once they update, as they go from the 39 back to the 34 there.
I like the Mike linebacker, Darius Fain. Boy, he is ready for business. He's setting the offense, the defense, I should say.
That he is. So now we have trips out right. That'll be Jack Coleman, has 1 man to beat, then following some blocks, stiff arms another, and he'll be wrestled down around the 40, but still it's going to be 3rd and very long to go for an offense that really hasn't had to pass yet, but they might here.
I got to give a shout out to Omar Alejo. He missed the initial tackle, but recovered it and made sure that he was on the tackle second time around.
So that'll be Coleman's first grab this season, and they used him more as a defender last year on varsity as just a sophomore. So here in this junior season, though, they're expecting a lot more from him. Look, zero's way in the slot here.
Yeah, 3rd and 14. What a huge play again for the Sandusky defense.
And we've got 5 wide now. So it's just a 4-man rush. Passarello has time, looks over the middle. He's going to find Coleman at the opposite 40. That's an easy 20-yard pickup for Amherst. They made it look easy.
And he threw that into a lot of traffic, he being Passarello. Coleman held on to it, but that was in between 3 Sandusky defenders. You can't throw a ball much better than that.
And when you're backed up 3rd and forever, sometimes the best play calls look for arguably your best playmaker, and that's what they did. So
Passarello looking to the sidelines.
1st and 10 from the Sandusky 40-yard line. Here, Lane.
We haven't seen Ethan Lane tote the pigskin for a few plays.
No, they've given him a little bit of a break. This time he'll be a lead blocker, and there are just too many men there as Randleman will get a hold of
Randleman, starting when he left off last year with those 90 tackles over the season, he wrapped him up and dropped him like a bad habit.
As he knocks him down for pick up a 2.
6:43 here left in the half. 2nd and 8.
As Amherst looking to build on that 1-point lead at the moment. 3 receivers at the top of your screen, and now they'll all look over to the left.
Linebacking crew looking hungry out there. Omar Alejo, Darius Swain, Terrence Randleman.
As they're set to go here, Coleman in motion. That'll even up the receivers on each side of the formation. Lane to the right of Passarello. He'll be a blocker once again. Passarello rifles it over, and that's caught by Colvin. Close to the first down.
Great job that time. Passarello, and you know what part of the secret is too? Pass protection has been stellar.
And we haven't seen a lot of blitzes, so yeah, it's just man on man, and they're winning their matchups. Passarello sneaking behind. He stays on his feet somehow, spinning ahead, and he's in the red zone.
How did he get out of that scrum? That was amazing. Oh, my.
So he gets 9 there on what looked like should have been like maybe a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, it was like a rumble in the middle of the field. All of a sudden, he scooted out.
And with that, I think they're going to stay with the power here, stay with the beef up front.
That just lineup was amazing. Passarello gets under center, has two blocking backs.
And if I'm not mistaken, that's Andy Malloy as the first fullback. It is. Landon Johnson ahead of him, and then Lane following both of them.
Good stop that time. Give him almost 4 or 5 yards, though.
Block at the end of that play by Evan Swires.
The crash. Evan Swires, the left tackle, is just dominating people now on that side of the line.
So
and he's got a good one across from him.
Pick up a 4. And now with 5:08 to go, you're probably too close to start draining too much clock, but I'm sure they don't want to give Sandusky all the time in the world.
In that huge power eye. Oh, my golly.
They'll pitch it out wide. They had left Lane trying to hug the line, and that's a big block set on the edge, and they're still going at it as I believe Lane gets the first down.
A very good job. One of the Sandusky Blue Streaks grabbed his own teammate. He grabbed number 3, Omar Alejo, and pulled him off the Amherst player, saying, well, we don't need a personal foul down here, my friend.
It's him and Xavier Champion were going at it right there. That's football, though, for you.
What a great high step that time. Lane right out of an ankle tackle attempt.
Each of them trying to set the edge in their own way, and you're right. Lane took advantage of the great block, and now we've got 1st and goal.
And I'm looking at line play, looking at people just pancaking each other out there.
They'll give it to him again. Lane goes in practically untouched. And that'll be the 3rd score of the night for the Amherst offense, extending their lead to 7. And we'll see what the extra point has in store next.
At 4:38 of the second that score comes.
And another touchdown. That means another $5 donated to the Friendship APL from Jamie's Carpet Shop.
Was that a 7-yard run, my friend? 5. 6.
6 yards out.
Boy, you know what, though? He scampered in the end zone once he got through the line.
So here comes the PAT, and so close right there is Ruiz. He's getting closer each time to block him, but Coleman gets another one to go through.
Coleman's been flawless today on 3 pats.
So your score, 4:38 to go until halftime here in Sandusky. It's the Comets 21, Blue Streaks 13. We'll be right back here on the Lorain County Sports Network. (21-13) Amherst up after another successful drive on offense as Jack Coleman gets ready to kick off. Back to Sandusky. Lightning in a bottle last drive.
One thing we've noticed, too, is that Coach Stone is changing his tackles around on offense, and it's working to perfection. That was going from left to right as Evan Swires and Christian Wolf going to the opposite side.
And it's interesting because he mentioned yesterday when I stopped by practice, they're very confident in those front 5.
Oh,
he
boy.
never said what combination.
That ball was touched.
That it was.
And a roll out of bounds. Luckily, but you don't want to try to field that one over your shoulder.
No, sir. It went just past Caden Peak.
Yeah.
So that'll set up Amherst with the 20-yard line to begin this next drive. And still, on these special teams plays, Amherst winning the battle right now in field position.
Oh, there's no doubt. And you know what, Sandusky, we 4:36 left in the half. They got to get something done here. If not, they at least got to get Amherst back in their own territory. You don't want to give up another score, but you want to score one yourself.
As the running game, it's had its flashes. There was the one drive, of course, where Davion Jackson put the team on his back, and we'll see if they can get back to that rushing attack here. Henlin will keep it. He's being chased over to that sideline, and he'll make a very smart business decision there.
Yeah, very smart. I don't think he had, if anything, no, he's right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it looks like, give him that 20-yard line, so they'll set up on the left hash here.
Boy, escorted him out. Xavier Champion, Wesley Jones.
Well, Champion, I mean, I think he's been waiting for defense since the last offensive drive. He was one of those guys lined up at tight end getting some big blocks out on the edge, so he's been waiting to get back on defense.
2nd and 10.
There goes Johnson in motion. Henlin looks that way, holding on to it, and then finds a man to check down to. That's Ruiz. He'll make one man miss to pick up another first down.
And what happened that time, Hanlon looked to his right, wanted to see a guy on the sideline, couldn't get him, so just dumped it over the middle. Great catch, great pass.
So they'll officially mark that as a 14-yard pickup, and they haven't gone to the air often, but when they have, it's been pretty successful.
Plays coming in from the sideline again, my friend.
That it is, and that'll give us a chance to highlight coming up at the half that we keep talking about. It'll be the Jeff Allison of Health Markets Insurance halftime show. If you've got insurance questions, just call Jeff. That's Health Markets Insurance in, coincidentally, Amherst. It's the Comets defense looking to make a stop here, and that'll be Andy Malloy. And a couple more Comets shutting down Johnson on the run.
Oh, my, a 3-4 defense working to perfection that time.
No yards gained there for the sophomore Lewis Johnson, who cut his teeth a little bit on varsity last year, but this is really his first full-time capacity as he'll head out of the game, and Jackson will return.
Xavier Johnson just checked out. Xavier Sampion, I should say, the will linebacker for Amherst.
That's interesting of note because, he's usually a staple out there. So we'll see what their depth looks like at linebacker, which lost a number of starters a year ago. Johnson motions, and that will be a timeout, and I think that'll be Sandusky's last one of the half.
That is, and Amherst still has all three of theirs. This is the last one, but you know what? You see something you don't like, you see the defense creeping around, maybe a big loss, maybe even a turnover coming, you have to call the TO.
And we know how important of a drive this is because you can not only get close enough to either tie or get within one, but Sandusky, they're going to get the ball at the half.
In the timeout, of course, the good friends like Pavement Maintenance of Ohio, PHOH, gotta love them. Asphalt, repair to crack ceiling. Visit them at asphalt.com. That's asphalt.com.
And they're easy to find on Facebook.
I should say OHasphalt.com.
So 2nd and 10, 3:17 to go here in the second quarter. And in case you're looking for halftime updates, we'll bring you some, but also don't be afraid to go on the radio dial if you've got one near you. WOBL, WDLW, they'll have a live halftime show as well, and that'll get you coverage of everywhere in the county. And even beyond, as several teams are out of the county tonight, and another tackle for loss by this Amherst front. Once again, Malloy and Chris Hoops that time, the corner coming off the edge.
You know what? Amherst pinning their ears back and just going right after the running back.
And I got to say, it's been quite the turnaround because Jackson at one point, I mean, he accrued over 50 yards in just 3 carries, but outside of that, he's been held under 20 yards or so. As he'll exit the game, actually, here on 3rd and 10, so I'd almost fully expect the pass.
Anthony Litz, we haven't mentioned his name too much, but he's doing a lot out there, the quick side linebacker.
Henlin dropping back. He's looking right, trying to progress through his reads, forced to step up, and he's dragged down from behind. Guess who? Number 8. That's
just amazing. Anderson Malloy doing it again. Building on his 33 tackles for loss last year, 56 overall. Just amazing. You know, he wasn't letting Hamlin get away that time.
No, he was not. And those timeouts we were talking about come in clutch here for Amherst as they burn one there to stop the clock on this 4th down.
And we mentioned, too, that Sandusky need to at least get a couple of first downs to pin Amherst back. We'll see. It's interesting. Will Passarella go to the air with 2:32? Well, it depends where they'll have the ball field position-wise.
That's right. And, you know, they haven't necessarily done it too often, but when they have, they've trusted him to go down the field. They've done the occasional screen, but they've still been trusting him to attack the seams and some hitch routes as well. He's 5 of 6 for 36 yards on the night.
And very impressive again, both sides of the stands. It's a great stadium, filled. It is Strobel Field at Foundation Stadium in Sandusky, Ohio.
Voorhees, keep to the comments.
So now we'll see them set up here from the 33-yard line. It will, of course,
Boy,
be Raymond
deep
Peak.
man's on his own 30, but I don't think the ball's going to go that far.
Raymond Peak.
Oh, my.
Low line drive. They'll go past the first up man. Voorhees leaving it alone as it gets out.
I don't know if that was the intentional kick that time by Raymond Peak, but the bottom line is it worked.
Yeah, it's going to help that defense out any way they can. Just over 2 minutes to go.
I saw him booming kicks in pregame. You know, at least 45 for the 45-yard line into the end zone. Was that intentional?
I'm almost. You got to wonder now. Christian Voorhees wasn't one of the main returners last year, but maybe they're a little worried about what he can do. So.
Well, they got a nice gain, a return on that one. 2:24 left, ball at the 26-yard line of Amherst. Be interesting to see what they do.
How aggressive will those Comets be, holding an 8-point lead ahead of halftime?
You know, they have 2:24. They can still run the ball downfield. They have one timeout left.
Very true, as Ethan Lane does remain out there. We haven't seen him exit the game yet, so putting a lot on the sophomore's shoulders. Play action. Passarello drops back. Was looking for Coleman, but it was almost in the waiting arms of Davian Jackson.
Davian Jackson is going to see that one in his sleep tonight, you know, but bottom line is it's second down.
Oh, boy. The crowd, the collective gasp, probably a little bit of that coming from the Amherst side as well. Because that's the last thing you want to do. I mean, you have the option to, even if you don't want to be aggressive, you can pretty much drain majority
Jackson
of the
was in
clock.
the middle of the field. So he did, didn't really, couldn't turn it to the sideline, but still to give Sandusky possession.
As he's kind of shadowing over Coleman right now in that slot. Now they'll turn, give the lane, spinning through the hole. So we'll see.
Good first contact that time for the Blue Streaks.
Doesn't look like a timeout's been called yet by Amherst.
Yeah, wrapping them up.
They're in a hurry
56.
now.
Ryder Sibley, first time we've seen him in today.
Snap, that time goes the lane on another handoff. And I think that was the indication we were getting after the first down. Pass was almost intercepted. Coach Thome and the rest of his staff didn't want to put Passarello in another situation like that.
And Handelman coming up from his weak side linebacker spot. 4th and 2. Interesting move.
So you're at the
Sandusky will get it. They're going to let the clock tick down as far as it can go. They're in no hurry whatsoever.
Another interesting thing.
Ethan Lane, I think he's yelling on the sideline, give it to me, Coach. But I don't know, 4th and 2, interesting. They're going to let it go down all the way down, and I believe they're going to punt the football.
Interesting thing of note, Kaylee Gunlock, we mentioned earlier, she had made the one extra point. The other one was blocked, but she did complete a field goal last year. So not sure from how far out the range is this year, but it's on the table.
Amherst using their last time out. They're going to talk over. What are they going to talk? 4th and 2 with only a minute 12. You can't give Sandusky the ball down there unless the linemen are saying, Coach, we can do it. We can push them back.
And, you love the confidence, but like you said, it veers very close. That line is close from confidence to cockiness.
If I'm the coach, which I'm not, I punt. And Coleman is in. No, Coleman's not going in the slot. No, he's going to punt.
So with a minute and 12 seconds, they will have the punt team out there. It looked like, so Ruiz will head back. It looked like he was almost going to hang up there in case of a fake, but
he's going to
get ready.
The nose tackle, 6'2", 280, was saying, come on, go for it. He was yelling at him.
Snap is back. Coleman gets a hold of it. He had a man in his face, but he gets it off. High punt, twirling out of bounds, close to the 30. He might be a few yards shorter than that. We'll see.
Blaine Constante put the pressure on that time. Did you see that?
It came very close.
He was in his face, yeah.
And a slightly high snap, so Coleman had a couple more things to think about than usual.
Now, big decision time here for Coach Jamaris Brown and his Sandusky Blue Streaks. You know what? Think about this. When Hamlin threw that touchdown pass before, it was into the wind. Against the wind. The wind is blowing from left to right, and he threw that pass from right to left, and it was on a rope. So the wind's not affecting his passing. I never went out here on first down, my friend.
You think? So 66 seconds to go in the half. As we get ever closer to the Jeff Allison Health Markets Insurance halftime show.
Looks like Coach heard me.
Looking deep. He's forced to step up, and we'll get a flag.
Yeah,
escape from a defender.
Hold in the backfield.
So no matter the impressive moves he showed off that time, it was going to come back, and somebody lost a towel, or can't tell, maybe a cleat. Anthony
Litch was in there. Oh, this one's going to come against, marched off against Amherst. No, now the official was confused as I was. He started marching towards the Amherst side. So now they're pointing towards Amherst. Yeah, they are marching it off against the Comets.
On the offense, number 71.
I think the official may have been getting some steps in. He may have been trying to get a few extra steps in.
Oh, they're trying to throw me off there.
The way
they were pointing towards Amherst, and they marched it off against Sandusky. Go figure.
The way these teams have been moving, they're going to get plenty of steps in. So that'll move them all the way back to their own 25. And now, with no timeouts under a minute, we may see them move a little more conservatively.
Well, you know what, I don't think they'll take 2-3 knees, but the bottom line is they'll hand the ball off. No.
Oh, wow. So he'll find a screen to Jackson, but not much blocking happened in front of him, so he gets about 6.
We know what, shredding the defenders at time. Just a great job against Sam Tollett coming up from a safety spot to get the job done.
So just over 30 seconds here. Trips up top to the right. One receiver at the bottom of your screen. Jackson still next to Henlin, who's going to pass.
Only 3 men rushing.
Patted the ball a few times, and that ball overthrown, almost picked off into the arms of Brody Bottomley.
It would have been interesting had it been picked off. Does Amherst come in and throw it into the end zone?
Oh, I have to believe they're going to hear it now. Give their sophomore Passarello a chance. I mean, it's almost no consequences this late in the half. As we've seen the Amherst color guard and marching band warming up, now the Sandusky Blue Streaks band doing the same. 24 seconds to go. It'll officially be around 3rd and 14 to go here for Henlin and co. Zion Henlin, he'll clap, gets it, and that'll be a handoff to Jackson. He fights his way forward for a modest gain.
And I'm just going to let that clock tick off to halftime.
Half to the end. They did hurry up to the line, but that may have been just to keep Amherst honest. We'll see here in a moment. And that will do it. So Damaris, Coach Jamaris Brown and Tom Thome both content to head to halftime. Comets up 21-13. We'll break down how we got to this point if you've just joined us, and also we've got a few features of halftime, like Rate the Dog, and as well as looking around the county.
Now Rate the Dog. I didn't bring mine with me. I didn't bring my Aussies with me.
Oh, don't worry. We've got our own track and field specialists up here in Sam Silvercool to secure those for us. So we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll get into our Jeff Allison of Health Markets Insurance halftime show here on the Lorain County Sports Network.
cowgirls, time to saddle up, because tonight the Wild West has never been wilder. The Amherst Marching Comets will take you back in time to dusty trails, rugged plains, and towns where every stranger had a story. So hold on to your horses and keep your eyes peeled, because out there you never know what might be coming riding over the horizon. Our journey begins under the blazing sun as we ride into the heart of the American frontier, featuring senior trumpet Alex Lotto. With This is Fuego del Sol.
Oh, did I jump? Okay. We can wrap up the scoring too.
Well, that certainly heats things up, but as the sun begins to set, trouble is brewing. Somewhere in the barren desert, a wanted man rides alone. He's been chased from town to town, a legend to some and an outlaw to others. And tonight, he's got one last ride ahead of him. His name and face is on every poster from here to the horizon. Underneath it reads wanted, dead or alive. So stay on the lookout for danger as we feature junior trumpet Connor Chapin in this Bon Jovi classic.
Just have to hit these, and then where we're going to be next week.
Fireland's not familiar.
Yeah. This is our stuff we hit there.
Wow.
I'm probably going to go back to some of this because we missed the work on it just because we're just going to start.
the place, as lawless as the Wild West, justice finds a way. Because when trouble comes to town, someone has to stand up for what's right. And in this town, that someone isn't just one lone gunslinger, it's 7. 7 riders, each with a story of their own. They are brave, they are bold, and they are willing to do whatever it takes to bring vengeance upon the wicked. So hold on to your hats as we meet the Magnificent 7. Ladies and gentlemen, the Amherst Marching Comets! We would like to thank the Sandusky Band for their hospitality and wish them all the best for the rest of their season. Thank you for listening and have a great evening.
Good shout them out too. Back here at halftime of Amherst versus Sandusky, as we're live from Sandusky High School here at Strobel Field, Foundation Stadium. Max Drummond alongside Mark Bunch Bishop. It's been a great first half of play. Got Corey Lozier behind us as well as Sam Sovacool. And Sam secured us the all-important hot dogs, which brings us the Brian Victor of Howard Hanna Rate the Dog segment. And now, for anybody that's new around here, it's on a scale of 5. We use decimals plenty. Where are you coming in with this hot dog rating?
Well, brother, you know, when I saw and you pointed out to me the grill marks on the dog, because I will tell you this, okay? Number one, water should never touch a hot dog, even if you're cooking them at home. Are you with me?
Oh, you're preaching to the choir.
I actually have a steaming basket that I'll steam them sometimes with some celery salt on them. And a good friend of mine, Mike Northwood, the legendary talk show host out of Chicago, used to have hot dog stands in the city. Not only would water not touch his dogs, be ready for this. Now, we had them plain, which you can't match the flavor.
Sure.
But also, say you were at one of his hot dog stands, one of them was called Frank's Salat, that if you wanted ketchup, the person working the booth would not put ketchup on it. They would turn their back and put the squirter to you. Because Clint Eastwood even says it in Dirty Harry. No one, absolutely, unless you're over 5 years old, should put ketchup on a hot dog. I'm just saying.
It took me until around 10, but yes, I agree with that sentiment right there. So we want to.
So I got a 4 out of 5. What about you?
I'm at right around a 3.8. I'll come in at 3.8. Rest of the crew was right around a 3.7 or so. So we're all coming in right around 4.
Okay.
And that's a big shout out going out to Heather Thomas, who's the band president.
These came from the band truck?
That's right. They delivered to them.
The band mom's truck, I should say.
Courtesy of Sam.
Sell the concession.
Them up. So a big thank you to Heather and the whole crew down there. As you heard the Amherst Marching Band, Sandusky's taking the field now. And also a big, if we're doing thank you, Stephanie up here in the press box helping us with some name pronunciation.
Our English teacher today,
yeah, look out for us.
Well, getting us to the advanced course. We want to shout out to Brian Victor of Howard Hanna for the Rate the Dogs segment.
Right.
You know, Brian simply says, enjoy the game. How do you like that, my friend?
Well, and we really have to this point, 21-13, so that'll be a nice transition, allow us to jump in to how we got to this point and what's delivered this 21-13 score at the moment.
Well, number one, at 8:07 of the first, with 8:07 left, I should say, Passarello had a 5-yard run. Coleman had a point after, and it was 7-0 Amherst. But you know what? Sandusky would not be denied. Zion Hanlon, 1-yard run at 2:50 in the first, and Gunlock with the point after. It was 7-7. Now, 36 seconds in the first. That's what gets you. It'd be worse if it was 36 seconds left in the half, but 36 seconds to go in the first. Passarello, a 7-yard run, second touchdown of the game. Coleman the point after, and it was 14-7. But then the magic started. The fireworks began for Sandusky on the field at 8:21 of the second. A 50-yard pass from Headland to Peak. As beautiful as a ball I've ever seen thrown from a sophomore quarterback, and the catch made by Peak was just brilliant. He beat his defender by at least 3 yards. The safety couldn't get there in time. Now the pat was blocked, so that made it 14-13. I mean by a pat to point after touchdown. Right. Okay, just a little bit of a. What can you say?
Colvin, I believe, getting his hands on for Amherst.
Thank you. And then with 4:38 in the second, Lane had a 6-yard run. Coleman had the point after, and it was 21-13. And that's where we stand at halftime.
And we're looking forward to more, like you said, fireworks and more big plays. Sandusky did defer after they won the toss, so we are going to see the Blue Streaks on offense first. And we'll get into some of our stats when we come back. But right now, we've got a player spotlight with one of our Amherst Comets, Andy Malloy. We're going to make sure he's highlighted. He took some time with us before practice yesterday. So we will send you into that player spotlight interview thanks to Buckeye Community Bank. And then we'll come back and get you ready for the start of the third quarter here on the Lorain County Sports Network. The process, this might be the best time to ask you because it's usually preseason, most intense time of the year. Is there a coach on the staff that either... Welcome back into our Stewart's TV and Appliance pregame show here on the Lorain County Sports Network. Up next here, we begin our Buckeye Community Bank Player Spotlight interview today and tomorrow. Your partner for growth, that's Buckeye Community Bank. As we're in the process of getting you ready for Amherst taking on Sandusky, joined by defensive lineman, senior from the Comets, Andy Malloy. Andy, appreciate the time. Obviously heading into your senior season here with Amherst, and it's a team last year that had a lot of seniors on defense. Now you're one of the few seniors up there. What's that been like during camp and being a guy that guys look to?
It's awesome. I love that, guys can come up to me with any questions. They can feel, like I'm their big brother in a way, just to teach them on the field. Well,
and throughout the process, this might be the best time to ask you because it's usually preseason, most intense time of the year. Is there a coach on the staff that either brings the most intensity or maybe the most juice that you could tell us a little bit about?
Probably the head coach, Coach Thome. He gets pretty juiced up. Coach Latt, our offensive lineman coach, he's pretty fiery guy too. He gets pretty nuts.
Usually it tends to be the guys on the line of scrimmage, right, that do that. So looking more at you and maybe the team as a whole, are there any goals coming off of last season heading into the 2026 season, whether as a team or personally, that you're looking to accomplish this season?
First and foremost, stay healthy, make it through entire season, for everyone, our whole team. Have a positive record, obviously. We're in a tough conference, but, I just want to go out there every Friday night and give it our all, no matter what, stay in the weight room, just stay focused, and really just take every week seriously.
Now we're just a few yards away from the field here, but last season it was brand new. You guys got to experience the turf field here. What was that like last season? Are you stoked to play on it again this year?
Oh, it was awesome. I mean, my sophomore year we played I think Avon Lake, and it was like a mud bowl, and I was slipping and sliding everywhere because we still had grass, and the turf it's so much better. It's awesome.
Absolutely. And I had a question about the locker room. Now, if you're given the aux cord or if you're asked to play music, what's some either genre or some artists that you guys are bumping in the locker room?
Really anyone. I would say I'm a big Future fan. I like Future, Little Baby, probably. Yeah, rappers like that, honestly, they get me pretty hyped.
No, I remember it. It's over 10 years ago now, but I was feeling the same way in your
right.
shoes, so I get that. And lastly, ahead of tonight's matchup, they came here last year. Now you head out to Sandusky. It might change your answer a little bit, but pregame meal, what's the typical Andy Malloy pregame meal ahead of a
Actually, every Friday, a Jersey Mike's sub, Club Supreme. Yeah, that's my go-to regular size. I usually eat like half of that before a game, and then after I'll smash the other half.
Oh, that's a perfect plan. Is that still going to be the plan with the road trip?
Yeah, hopefully every week this year I'll have a Jersey Mike's sub with them.
Awesome, man. Well, we really appreciate the time, and best of luck this evening.
Thank you.
Once again, Andy Malloy from the Amherst Comets joined us here in the Buckeye Community Bank Players Spotlight interview today and tomorrow. Your partner for growth. Don't go anywhere because we've got more pregame coverage coming at you right here on the Lorain County Sports Network. Your home for high school football. Amherst versus Sandusky is coming up soon. Back here on site at Strobel Field within Foundation Stadium. Happy to be with you. Thank you for tuning in here on the Lorain County Sports Network. Max Drummond, Mark Munch Bishop, Sam Sovacle, and Corey Lozier on site as we get ready for the start of the second half.
And I do want to shout out to two of the captains came out just to get instructions from the officials. Blaine Constante for the Sandusky Blue Streaks and Anthony Litz for the Amherst Comets, and of course the captains, Justin C. Miller, Esquire, specializing in family law, bankruptcy, and estate planning. He's telling us who they are, and I've just filled you in.
As they confirmed what they went over in the coin toss, Sandusky deferring to the second half, which sets them up nicely here as they do trail by 8. But they now have a chance to let their offense get back out there. And the opening kickoff to this second half is going to be courtesy of Lorain County Community College. Kick off your future with LCCC. And obviously that goes for a number of Lorain County high school students or families that may be watching this. But hey, if you're Sandusky Blue Streak, LCCC is one of the best community colleges, not only in the state of Ohio, but around the country.
I agree 100%. Actually, my dentist started the dentist school at LCCC.
See, there you go.
They do it in a big way. Interesting to note, in the fourth quarter, Sandusky will have the wind at their backs, but they're going into the wind. But, it didn't affect them too much, especially on that pass from Hanlon to Peak.
No, it did not, as he showed off the arm strength. Hopefully, for our sake, because it was a fun play to watch, and for these hometown fans, they'll get to see that again. As we'll do a quick look at our Al Januzzi CPA stats from the first half. Henley, with that big pass play, was a part of what's helped keep them in this game. 3 of 4, roughly, 68 yards, and that touchdown, which was a 48-yarder to one of his top playmakers, Raymond Peak. And then over on the Amherst side of things, we know that they opened the game running the ball, and they continued on through that first half, pounding the rock to the tune of Passarello getting 12 carries, 103 yards, and 2 scores. And Ethan Lane, the sophomore, 15 carries, 86 yards, and a touchdown. So that's your Al Januzzi CPA stat update, where it's all about the numbers.
And Lane runs hard. He runs high. High steps, too, when he goes to the line. But we're underway in the second half.
Speaking of a high, that's a big kick through the air. And now we're going to see it cut out right. Jack Coleman has to make up some ground as the kicker, as he's a part of cutting off the return man that time. I believe it.
Davion Johnson on the run.
So either way, they're going to be set up. This is what they've been missing out on, some great starting field position.
No doubt about it. And the first snap of the half is coming up, brought to you by Janasco Insurance. The protection you need, the service you deserve. Remember, that's Janasco Insurance.
And they're great friends of the station and located conveniently on Broadway in Lorain in the International City.
Interesting to see what's going to happen here on offense.
As we're seeing some late movement here of guys heading in and out of the
But have you noticed both safeties have moved back a little bit further? Now, they'll come up and put a lick on you if you're going to run.
That's right.
But they're backed off. Oh, my gosh. They're at least
12, tested here.
Yeah, 12, 13 yards off the line of scrimmage.
Henlin gets the low snap. We're seeing some double teams on a 3-man rush, and he's forced to take it upfield. Navigates out of that somehow. And we've got a pile up.
And you have 11 white helmets of Amherst on that stop. Oh, my.
And there were about 10 helmets from Sandusky.
Hamlin sidestepped the first tackle, but, boy, then he got licked pretty good.
Well, you may have seen he actually, look the way he ducks out of Mallory's tackle. Oh, my gosh. Are we sure that's not the fellow sophomore quarterback, Carson Hammonds, who's 250? Man, oh, man.
Is that Ben Roethlisberger size? 6'4", 250, 6'4", 255.
You read my mind there, and we're going to see a personal foul on the defense that time.
Well, you know what? You have 11 runs. Oh, you know what? Grabbed a face mask in there. So you're just grabbing to take him down. I'm sure it's not intentional, but it is a penalty.
And it happened just before that pile started to form, so the officials were still able to see. I mean, we know tale as old as time. Once the pile happens, everything under there, it's legal. Nobody can see what's happening. So 1st and 10 here, and looking just 20 seconds into this third quarter, Sandusky looking to strike. Pistol formation, that'll be up the gut. I don't believe that's Jackson.
Jackson, good run on it, too. Somebody just grabbed him as they flew by him. That was a great tackle out there, too, just to hold on.
So he picks up about 3, and Malloy, I mean, that's a guy, we're going to be saying his name all evening, and I have a feeling whoever's covering him or keeping stats for Amherst, they're going to be saying his name and tracking that all season.
Jackson Vettigan over there, Sam linebacker.
And a great read option there as Henman's able to keep it and get through the defense knifing forward, and he'll pick up another first down.
Someone just tripped him up, got him by the ankles. If not, he's picking up another 15, 20 yards.
So he gets officially around 10 as he's over 30 yards here on the evening, and they did a great job. Everybody went for Jackson that time on the option.
Sandusky striking quickly here, 10:50 and a half in the third quarter, I should say. Only a minute and 10 seconds have expired.
So they try to hard count, then consult with the sideline. Now we'll see Johnson come over in motion, and another penalty flag hits the turf. But they're
offsides, Amherst. Wow. Encroachment. Boy, right side of their line with their ears peered back, and you can't do it that far. Let's say Biso Sanika and Connor Medard.
So it's incredible. They didn't fall for the hard count before that, but then during the motion, that's what got them.
Actually, it was Medard. Sorry, Biso. He's on the bench. You can't throw the flag on you over there, my friend.
He said, I'm innocent.
1st and 5 now.
So Johnson will complete the motion around, but then we'll see another flag come out. And this time, I think it's going to be back on Sandusky, so they gain 5. Now they'll move back 5.
Yeah, he's got to get set, and he was not set in the motion.
Very astute eyes right there. You didn't even need the binoculars to see that, man, because that was at the top of
it's funny. We saw the Amherst line jump on the play before that. Didn't see the face mask, though, because there was 11 tacklers in on Hedlund that time.
So we're now back to 1st and 10 here from the 28. Minute and some change gone here in the third quarter. Is Amherst trying to adjust to this spread formation.
Yeah, Peak just checked back in.
Henlon dropping back. Already some pass rushers in his face. He's looking to throw it away, but that's still in the field of play, almost.
Oh, boy, you can't
off.
throw the ball at that time, and he's just a sophomore. But he had the safety Roman back there in a big, big way.
And now we've seen both sophomore quarterbacks have some errant throws they wish they had back.
Actually, there was a Sam linebacker, Vetta, who dropped back into coverage. I think that's what messed him up. So think about this. It was a pass rush with just 3 men from the 3-4.
And we already talked about how undersized they are. So if you're doing that 3-on-5, you're doing something right.
2nd and 10 now from the 28-yard line of Amherst.
We'll see the trips look again out to the left. Randallin over on the right side at tight end. Jackson to the left of Henlon. He'll give to Jackson up the middle. Nobody near him. He's going to be met and brought down, but not without a fight, because I think that's enough for another first down, and they get into the red zone thanks to Kennedy's Sports Cycles.
Jackson got an extra 2-3 yards after he was wrapped up around the ankles, just kept driving. Oh, my. What a great run by that young fella. 5'10", 185-pound senior.
Now he's down. He's remaining on the turf after that aggressive run.
Oh, boy. Everybody was starting to get set, and here comes the trainer out to check on him.
Yeah, so we'll take a break as they tend to him, and this injury timeout will be brought to you by the Mars Services Board of Lorain County. We'll take a quick break and be back on YouTube right after this on the Lorain County Sports Network. Back here on YouTube on the Lorain County Sports Network as Jackson was able to get off the field under his own power, but we may not see him the rest of this drive.
And Lewis Johnson has replaced him, 5'10", 170-pound sophomore.
Big stutter step, but when there's 2 more Comets coming at you, it's not going to make a difference as he goes down for a loss.
Boy, Connor Medert got in there in a hurry. Plays a right-hand spot.
And, we've given a lot of spotlight to Mallow, including during halftime there with our player spotlight interview, but yeah, on the other end, you're only as strong as each of your edge and contain. And
yes.
Did a good job there.
2nd and 12 now for the Blue Streaks.
As they trail by 8.
They've got to get some kind of score down here. They're on the 18-yard line of Amherst.
And we alluded to it in the first half. Their kicker returns from a year ago, capable of field goal. So Henlon, he's looking for a touchdown now as he holds it and then finds a man out wide. I think that's Randleman, the tight end. Yes, they'll say he hauled that one in.
Good job that time. Actually buying himself some time and getting the pass completed.
So that brings up 3rd down, but this is a much more manageable situation than you had at 3rd and 12.
But Randleman's a valuable man. Offense, defense. Does a lot of blocking, too, when he comes in tight.
And plus, 6'3", 210. I mean, that's the kind of size you want to use in this spot of the field. So that's officially a pickup of 6 for the senior tight end.
Big play here at 3rd and 6.
Don't be shocked if you see Zion Henlon let those legs do some of the talking here, as he's been masterful at stepping up in the pocket and avoiding pressure tonight.
Lewis Johnson remains as the running back as Davian Jackson getting looked at on the sideline still.
Timeout.
And before the 3rd down, we'll see a timeout called on the field. That's another PMOH timeout, and that's one thing I will say. This coaching staff for Sandusky not afraid to use some of those timeouts.
No, we know it, especially, too, he's got 3rd and 6 on the opponent's 12-yard line. He knows that they need to go in and get a touchdown here. This is 4-down territory, I'll tell you that much.
I think I have to agree there, because it's not a guarantee you get back down to this spot many more times.
And Hanlon dropping back and then taking off towards the middle of the line, behind the center Peugeot, and behind Kimarian Hunter and Jaden Durr has been working good. But there's going to be some safeties ready to put the lower the wood to him if he tries to do that.
Yeah, and I actually really like that you bring that up, because normally when the field condenses like that, it's easier, you think, to cover the pass. It doesn't necessarily mean it's easier to run on them either. Like you said, those safeties are a lot closer to you than if you were at your own 12-yard line.
And something else to watch, you mentioned Handelman's height at 6'3". Well, the fade is always a possibility, but boy, that's a pass that just doesn't have a lot of success completed.
No, and even less so at the high school level. It takes a lot of hours and reps to perfect that or even enhance it. So 3rd and 6, they'll come out pistol formation, or no, check that. It looks like Raymond Peak will be just to the right of Henlon.
Haven't seen a jet sweep yet with Peak.
As they'll pitch it out to him, he has to cut back immediately. He finds a lane, and he's going to barrel his way forward, including a pancake block at the end of that. I believe that was Peugeot, or Kimarian Hunter, excuse me.
Well, Hunter could do that at 6'2", 280.
That was a mean finish to a block.
He gained 3, so it's 4th and 3. You got to go here.
And it looks like the offense and the coaching staff will go with that as well.
And, of course, the play will be called on the sideline. I know for a fact that head coach does not want to call a timeout here. Of course, Jamaris Brown.
Yes, they've already burned one earlier in this drive, so now Henlon will have a fullback to his left, Peak in the pistol behind him. It looks like they're going to let Henlon do the running here as he's scampering ahead, weaving his way through. He looks like he got to the 5. We'll see what he
Well, all he had to do was get to the 7, and he did it. He got closer to the 7. And, boy, he broke an ankle tackle, too.
And, yeah, and what we've learned from each of these coaching staffs, being quarterback in these offenses, not for the faint of heart. You got to get your hands dirty and put your head down sometimes. And speaking of,
I don't know if they're
not sure.
I don't think they needed to measure on that, but we'll see unless the knee went down before he was tackled.
And remaining down on the field after we mentioned the tough run is Henlon. Looks like they're stretching him, so it appears to be maybe a cramping issue, which in week 1 is not always.
The ball's down to the 6, and it was 4th and 3 from the 10. Now Hanlon's going to limp off.
So,
oh boy!
Because there's a chain measurement, I wonder if he'll be able to go back in the next play. So the chain gang is out here.
It looks like they're going to be short.
Do his best to get you a look at it.
Length of the football.
And if his beautiful work on the camera doesn't tell you enough, that crowd reaction will tell you the story. That's a first down.
Boy, that was as close as they get. I thought he had it easily, and falling down, a knee must have hit, but the bottom line is he picked it up. Now 1st and goal for the Sandusky Blue Streaks.
Yeah,
there you see it. They got it by about 2/3 of the football.
And it looks like they maybe marked him closer to the 6.
Who's running that camera? That is just brilliant work.
I call him Sam on the cam as he gets all the great looks here tonight that you're seeing on your screen. And on the production side of things, Corey Lozier taking care of us. And also that lovely scoreboard that you're seeing there. So now it looks as though we've got, so they are saying Henlon has to come out for a play. So Raymond Peak is in the shotgun right now. He'll get it. Low snap. Tries to adjust. Breaks out of one tackle. He's losing ground. Looking to make up for it right side, but he won't get away.
He's down to the 6. He lost 10 yards on that play. The relentless pursuit of the Amherst defense got it done. Connor Bennett, and of course free safety, Brody Bottomley getting it done in a big, big way.
That's the definition of sandwich on the quarterback.
They would just not be blocked that time.
So Max Williams, who's subbed in there to be a blocker, he'll head out as Zion Henlon comes back in. So it looks like he was able to.
He set out that one
shake
play.
It off.
Now 1st and 16. This is actually should be 2nd and 16 on the scoreboard. Because that was first down when he ran that and lost 10.
So he will, and it's a goal to go situation. So I believe 2nd and goal from the 16, which is a brutal start. So they'll let Henlon keep it this time and not afraid to get right back to it.
Oh, boy, he got punished. And the Piles keeps moving towards the goal line.
And it does.
Should get down almost to the 10.
And it looks like he was able to stay on his feet, so he didn't hit the turf that time like last time.
Boy, just, that was a clash of the Titans that time. Not any Titans with the...
Who wants it more?
Yeah, well, not the Berea Mid-Park Lorain Titans, but just linemen just battling in there in the trenches between tackles. Oh, my.
Yeah, and we'll see those Titans. We'll see definitely the Lorain Titans this year. May see Berea Mid-Park. They are in the Southwestern Conference, and
he got
cross
5.
Teams like Amherst.
So 3rd and 11. Hanlon backs on either side of him.
We haven't seen this formation yet, and 2 receivers up top. Randleman in the tight end spot that side. He's looking in the end zone. That one broken up, as there was quite the collision there. Trying to see through the high five party. Who was able to officially break that up?
Well, the receiver just had a little bit of a crease, and it was broken up beautifully.
And he
that time by the
down.
defense.
I believe that may be Isaiah Johnson. Got hit that time.
And who was their talent was over there again with a couple of linebackers. They collapsed on that pass nicely.
So we do have another injury timeout. Unfortunately, we've been plagued by those here in this 3rd quarter. So ahead of this 4th down and goal. Oh, we have a penalty.
With 5 men in the backfield.
So it's going to come back against Sandusky.
So it is called against them, but Coach Thome declines. He'll keep it 4th and goal from the 11.
Yeah, you don't want to give him another down.
And Johnson, he'll get over to the sideline. I mean, that was a brutal collision over the middle, and it's people associate the tougher positions with maybe running back, linebacker, lineman, but
with the receiver.
Oh my goodness!
And he wasn't hung out to dry. I mean, that ball was drilled in there, but it was drilled into triple coverage too.
He has to do a lot right there to go make that play. So Johnson able to get over the sideline under his own power, thankfully. And it looks like we will have the field goal unit head out there.
And they want to get some points on the board, and this is going to be, a 28-yard field goal.
As Kaylee Gunlock will be the kicker. Holding it for her will be Raymond Peak, as she was 1 for 1 on field goal attempts during the 2025 season.
This is huge.
As we have a late blocker coming in. That's crucial because we have already seen Amherst block 1 kick tonight.
A 28-yard field goal attempt by Katie Gunlich.
High snap. It's gotten down. It's up. And it's through.
Oh, my. What a great kick.
So Gunlock draws them within 5 with just over 5 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Take a quick break. We'll be right back here from Strobel Field at Foundation Stadium after this break on the Lorain County Sports Network. Back here on YouTube on the Lorain County Sports Network, 21-16 now after Sandusky successfully converted a field goal on 4th down, as they'll kick it back to Amherst, who will get their first opportunity on offense. So,
how about Katie Gunlich, 28-yard field goal to put? You had to get points down there. That's exactly what Sandusky did.
Yeah, finished the drive strong. And half the 3rd quarter's gone, just like that.
5:25 left in the 3rd.
As the kick is away, fielded. I believe that's going to be Johnson. He's met with a hard hit there, but he'll get just on the doorstep of the 35, maybe a little shorter than that.
I like those kamikazes on special team.
Can't describe it any better than that.
They got
that's
down
what those
there.
squibs are meant to do, though, right? You got to be on a mean streak to get down there and deal with that.
You know, if Ron Wolfley was a special teams player, one of the first all-pro players in the NFL, and he just said, you know what he does is insanity. Because what you're doing is you're running full speed into another man who's running full speed at you.
Well, then what's the definition of insanity? Doing it over and over again?
Over and over again. Well said, my friend.
So now Amherst returns to the field of play on offense. So we'll get to see Anthony Passarello guiding this Comets group.
And you got to remember something, that Passarello, and the Comets haven't scored since 4:38 of the second quarter.
So we'll see if they, and right away, they already missed the step there.
5-yard penalty, first down.
And people have to remember, I mean, you do your scrimmages, you have your 11-on-11 practice as best as you can make your 11-on-11, but there's still no better practice in trying to run through it than on game night itself, and they're just not in midseason form yet. I mean, who is at this point?
You know, the illegal formation, so many times people point to the folks on the sideline with the headsets.
There's a lot of setup that goes into it.
You got to be in your position. You got to be in your spot.
A couple pulling linemen come through to try to lead the way for Lane there as he tries to get back to the original line, maybe around 4.
But they pulled nicely that time. That was George and Wolf going from right to left.
So they will give him 5. 2nd and 10 now, under 5 minutes to go. Amherst holding that 5-point lead. And we talked about once in the first half, much different ball game than we had in 2025.
And Sandusky doing what they need to do so far here in the third quarter.
And a big part of what Coach Thome mentioned at practice yesterday was finishing games. They want to see them. They had a lot of close finishes. They want to come out on top in them. Passarello loading up down the seam, and that one's through the hands of Xavier Champion, the big tight end.
Boy, Champion wants that one back in a big way, 6'2", 225.
And it almost looked like it was a blend right there between him and Voorhees. Voorhees looked back thinking it might have been coming his way, but he was still a couple yards away from it.
Voorhees was just past him, but you know what, that ball was catchable.
So now, big 3rd down and 10 here. We saw the Blue Streaks able to convert some opportunities last time out.
Boy, and hustling off the field that time was Ryder Sibley.
Throw out to the sideline. That's caught right around the marker. Impressive tackle there by Dalen Aaron. I think, did he get him short of the line to gain?
Oh boy, I don't know. That's going to be immeasurable.
As Coleman gets, they're going to give him 9, but we're going to see Amherst hurry to the line.
Yeah,
everybody's
that's just going to push it forward.
Oh, and he does it again. He's able to just sneak his way, not up the middle, but off tackle.
There's something there. There's a scrum with 5 offensive linemen and 4 defensive linemen. Actually, 5 that time because 2 guys came up on either end of the 3-4, and boom. He just kind of gets through that first wave and gets in a couple extra yards.
And have you noticed? Yeah, he's not doing the traditional through the A gap. He's just finding where the mesh is, and he's finding his way through. So he gets 4, and we're going to see Sandusky jump there. So after
A gap again is on either side of the center. So just for people that might not know,
that's a very, very good point. I mean, we may be some people's introduction to football, which is it's a lot of responsibility.
Now, you know, A is actually the letters are used on defense more or less. The offense usually uses numbers. 1, 3, 2, 4 for the gaps, the holes.
Well, and that's what I grew up on. My dad was an offensive lineman when he was growing up, so he kept it very basic for us linemen in youth when he was coaching. So now, 1st and 5 for Amherst. We'll see Lane get the handoff, cuts back across the formation, weaving through the middle of the field and dragging Blue Streak defenders with him. He gets another 1st down.
Great running ability, great vision that time by Lane as he cut to his left after he broke some initial tackles at the line of scrimmage.
As he is doing his best to catch up, and he does on that run, as he is now over 100 yards on the night, along with his quarterback, Passarello.
Boy, it took him 3 Blue Streaks to pull him down. Omar Alejo made the initial contact.
Sandusky will try to adjust here as their backs are against the wall. Now Passarello to the sideline, and a great throw. They're going to say, boy, he stayed in bounds, but he may be losing some yards here.
Yeah, he did lose 2-3 yards, but still, you know, up to the 25, so it's a 7-yard gain. And you know what else Amherst is doing? They're passing the ball to completing the pass, except for that one to the tight end. But the bottom line is that they're keeping the clock running, too. You got the lead. You want to keep the clock running.
And now we'll see a big substitution change, and we've seen them do this often. Now going for more of the ground, you assume anyway, the ground and pound approach. They've been showing off some nice balance. But it's that power eye with Lane.
And Lane followed both of those backs right through the right side of the line.
And you can stack up as many guys as you want, but if he doesn't follow that, it's probably not going to work.
Oh, my. That's some firepower back in there. You know that?
As we have a flag down, looks like we'll get a hold that time.
On the offense, number 15.
And
you know what? You don't know for a fact, but sometimes the hole opens for the running back because of the hold.
And that may have very well been the case, as it was the official closest to the backfield there. And So we had a injury timeout for a moment, but it looks like Caden Peak's going to get up off the turf and manage his way over to the sideline.
Now Peak's going over with one of the assistant coaches, and the trainer's going to check him out.
And I think this is coming out of trying to spare one of their better players, Terrell Ruiz. A lot of shakeup in that secondary right now. Another run for Lane as he goes back over to that right side once again.
Yeah, Lane doesn't crouch. He runs straight up and down, but you know what? He's got some good vision, good movement, too, with those legs. He's cutting on a dime in a phone booth. You know that?
Right, and you usually don't say that about a guy starting in his first varsity game.
Now, you've seen phone booths before, right?
Only in England.
Okay.
But either way, yeah, there's not a lot of room to work with.
2nd and 6 from the Sandusky 28-yard line. 2 minutes left in the third.
As both teams have been able to keep steady drives going, they'll go to Lane again out of that power eye.
You know what?
Wants the first down.
This is simple here. You feed the beast, my friend. That's exactly what they're doing. And they ran behind Ryan George that time, the right guard.
And with that, it brings up a 4th and 2. The power eye formation is not going anywhere, and I have a feeling the offense isn't either.
It's just amazing.
So give him a pickup of right around 3 maybe, 3 or 4.
They call it actually like a wham block.
So Passarello, he'll hand off. That's going left side. He's going to go all the way. 10-5 touchdown. Ethan Lane, his second score of the night, this time on a 4th down.
24-yard run by Lane. 4th down even more. So you know what it was? It was 4th and 2. Sandusky defense was packed in to keep him from getting anything in the middle. And bang, he cut it right between the left guard and left tackle, and he was off to the races. 24-yard run.
I'll have to look at the replay there. I'm not even sure if his second fullback had to block anybody. As that is another $5 going to the Friendship APL, thanks to Jamie's Carpet Shop.
And think about this. You've got a sophomore quarterback, a sophomore running back in Lane.
And we've got some flags, and it looked like the PAT went through. We'll see if they let it stand. Oh, no, it'll be on Amherst.
Wow, so they're going to back it up?
Ball start on the offense, number 66. 5-yard penalty, retry.
So tack 5 yards onto the extra point attempt.
Another update coming in from our Ross Environmental Services referee crew, as they've been forced to be a little more active here in this third quarter. 1:21 to go in that.
Now, Coleman's had distance on these. That one I thought was slicing to the left, but it tucked it in. But he'll try to do it again. Now this will be for 25 yards out.
Yeah, this will be a little bit more of a test for him. Passarello has the hold down. Line drive kick, and it's through.
Boy, he drilled that nicely. Oh, my.
He said, I'll take that challenge on the head, and he makes it a 28-16 ball game here late in the third quarter as the comments are up on Sandusky. We'll take a quick break and come back and see if Sandusky can respond here on the Lorain County Sports Network. Returning here late in the third quarter on the Lorain County Sports Network. I want to thank you for joining us here this evening. And I was surprised. There's a strong part of Amherst faithful that not only came out here but has stayed out here. So we hope some of them are still watching.
Well, this game is not over. 28-16, Amherst in the lead, but 1:21 to go in the third. You have another whole quarter to go, and Sandusky's proven they can move the football.
Coleman kicks that one away. Sideways spinning line drive, as that'll be caught and returned by Johnson. He's stacked up, not going anywhere past the 20.
Lewis, a 5'10", 175-pound sophomore. And I don't believe we are going to see Mr. Davian Jackson. He's still on the bench, looking dejected.
As he exited earlier with a lower body injury. That's
now he's out stretching a little bit.
Any specifics we'll get
He's
into.
probably lobbying the trainers to put him back in.
as him and Terrell Ruiz, who we haven't seen for a little bit.
Right.
Those are two of their best players, so we'll see how much longer they can handle without them. Like you said, each of them stretching out now. So Zion Henlin, the sophomore quarterback, dual threat, will have to make do without him.
Has Peak on his right side. Actually, now Peak goes to the left. Now he's back on the right.
He's got Randleman and a wing to the right, and then Johnson in motion. He'll hand it off this time to Peak, dragged down from behind by Malloy, and not after.
He picked up 7 yards.
Yeah. So for Peak, that was his best carry on the evening so far.
So Kyler Metter is all over the place today. 44, one of the ends in that 3-4 defense.
And that'll be the fascinating thing to see as we keep an eye, because we do have Amherst quite a number of times on our family of channels this year, the progression of these youngsters alongside some of the returning experience from a season ago.
Once again, 35 seconds in the third, and Hedlund will have the wind at his back here in the fourth quarter when they turn sides of the field.
He's in the pistol. Johnson goes around everybody, and then he'll cut back as they try to hand off to Peak, but he's stuffed right there. Can't get away.
Peak got hit at the line of scrimmage was a 30. He got hit at the 28. That shows the penetration that time by Amherst. But you know what, man? Penetration not just coming from the down linemen, coming also from linebackers and from free and strong safeties.
Well, I think that fatigue you talked about showing up. They substitute left tackle Tyler Weaver, who's in there to probably give Castante a break. Castante headed back in at left tackle, but before he can get another play under his belt, that'll be the end of the third quarter. So we'll head to the fourth. Amherst up 28-16 on Sandusky in our Bill Jackson Roofing Game of the Week here on the Lorain County Sports Network. Fourth quarter about to get underway here on the Lorain County Sports Network. Coming to you all the way from Strobel Field at Foundation Stadium in Sandusky. Crucial 3rd and 4 here for the Sandusky offense. Zion Henlin dropping back, stepping up, throwing on the run, and just out of reach of Johnson, who looked like he may have thought there was another receiver behind him.
Yeah, you know what? Johnson, I think, pulled the route a little short. Great blocking that time on the left side of the line. Moffitt and Camary and Hunter. But fourth down, you have to punt for back there, my friend. There's no question about it. They don't want to, but it's just prudent. It would be not smart football to try to go for on 4th and 4 on your own 29-yard line. You're only down by 12.
As Raymond Peak will be set up within his own 20-yard line. Christian Voorhees, who we did see one, we technically saw him take one to the house, but it was called back due to a holding or a block in the back penalty of that nature. So we'll see if they give him another chance here to return one. As Amherst has built this lead off of a strong running attack, and with in the final quarter.
Nice roll, blue streak roll that time.
So that went from inside their own 30 to inside the Amherst 30. That's the definition of flipping the field, my friend.
You know what? 11:43 left in the game. If you're Amherst, you're up by 12. There's no need to even throw the football. You just run. I'd keep that power I formation in even. I mean, Lane's running hard. You know what? He's like a thoroughbred. You know, the more he runs, the better he gets.
And it just seems to be the fact there's been a lot of pent up maybe aggression and whatever you want to call it by this offensive line. They finally get a chance to hit somebody else in a game situation other than each other and at scrimmages, and they're taking advantage.
Look at this no huddle because the play was called on the sideline. Amherst players go right to their positions.
Officially at their own 27 here, 1st and 10. On the hash closest to us. As Lane will be brought down quickly there. I believe that's Kumarian Hunter on the tackle.
Yeah. Playing a great game there, Hunter.
He's being asked to do a lot. I mean, going both ways.
6'2", 280.
And right now we're seeing another Blue Streak player hobbling off and in his place. Believe that'll be Taylor entering the game, or maybe Christian Porter, excuse me. It's right there. Exiting is Braden.
Peugeot is a center on offense, too, so that's a tough one.
A lot of those two-way players.
Got to get him wrapped up in a hurry, my friend.
Mm-hmm. So Passarello will get a sweep on the left. As he was trying to get around the edge there, Lane attempted to set a block on Randleman, but that was a bigger collision than maybe any tackle we've seen tonight.
I think it was an illegal block, but we'll see. It was a hold by Lane.
So Lane is going to get
Sandusky will take it regardless.
a holding call there, and
Holding.
set them back on second down. Oh, one of the linemen, I suppose. Okay. So it's closer to the line of scrimmage. We apologize to Ethan
Lane
for wrongly accusing
I mean,
him.
you played a great game, young fella. I just thought it was on you.
Well, and that's another part. He's been such an unselfish blocker when he isn't getting the ball, right? I mean, he's carried it for nearly, exactly 20 times, but he's also putting in work as a blocker. Here's carry number 21.
Boy, he gets that one up to the 25-yard line, 6-yard gain on 2nd and 18, make it a 3rd and 12.
And obviously, he's broken off a 20-yard run, 24 yards, 15, but then there's so many of those fours.
Lane Cassidy goes right back to his spot, and he just got hit by a lot of weight of human beings on there. He just shrugged it off, and he's ready to play again.
Here on this 3rd and 12 scenario, we talked about how we don't expect the ball to go through the air, but maybe to get a conversion it will. Now check that. Ethan Lane on the sweep, left side, trying to follow his blockers.
He got to the 31, he got 6 yards, so it's going to be 4th and 6. You got to punt from back there.
So back-to-back 6-yard runs, but that will bring out the punting unit, and Sandusky gets one of their first stops, or I believe their third forced punt of the game, excuse me.
Great defense that time by the Blue Streaks. Blaine Constante, who's also one of the offensive linemen. He's our right tackle. Boy, going both ways. I know they're young and I know they're in good shape, but it takes a toll on you, my friend. Especially linemen. They're getting hit on every play. Think about that.
You can't escape or hide from it,
No.
right? A lot of these Blue Streak players are asked to do that, and they're gutting through it, but still have a chance here. Down by 12, and that one's caught by Johnson. Finds his way up past the 40. Takes a lick right there.
Nice shifty kickoff punt return, though.
Gets it past the 40. So we've seen more solid field position this half from Sandusky. The last time they had a great start like this, they were able to get a field goal drive out of it, but obviously right here they're looking for 6.
Yeah, they've got to get 6 in the pad. Make it 28-23.
And I did see Zion Henlon. He was getting some attention from the chairs, but just stretching. I think they're just trying to prevent any further or future tightening up or cramps. So let's see if he can hold it together here. 9:30 to go in the fourth quarter.
Well, the big question is Peugeot in at center. Trying to catch a number.
Oh, yeah, I think that's going to be Kumarian Hunter stepping in now. So we'll see a change between that center QB exchange.
Yeah, Hunter is your backup center, too.
And I believe that means Ryder Sibley's at left guard now. So, yeah, they're having to work with a lot of... Oh, and the snap is off left. Not able to get it as Henley, and it's jumped on by Amherst.
And, it's interesting. Amherst ball. Here's Hunter on his first snap of the game. I put the young man under center. And Josh Tomlin, who else?
Heads up play on the recovery that time.
Boy, just all over the place. We've been mentioning names.
As he sets up the Amherst offense in plus territory.
Tomlin, a backup middle linebacker, and boy, that was a quick 1 and out, wasn't it?
It's certainly your worst fear when you do make the change like that, the rotation up front, but sometimes it's out of necessity.
That's a lot to ask a Hunter to move over. He's playing both ways, and he snaps the ball. It has a bad snap on his first touch of the football.
It was within reach, but it's just when Henlon, you have enough to worry about with that stout defensive front, right? I mean, I'd be looking across them. I don't even know if I'd be looking for the ball.
I think we're going to get a steady diet of Ethan Lane here, my friend. I'd be shocked if they throw the football. 9:25 left in the game. Amherst up by 12. And they go right to play the football.
Looking up top, he's got Coleman down there. He's also got Voorhees, and I believe, so they're saying he hauled it in. That's going to be from the 32 all the way inside the 10-yard line.
Oh, my.
We'll get a good look at it.
Kind of threw it up for grabs, but that was a great catch.
Yeah, two receivers kind of in the
Aired it
same
up,
area.
Came back for it.
Oh, yeah, he held that.
And he cut in front of the other receiver to make the catch.
25-yard gain.
Christian Voorhees.
So we were complimenting his return skills. That's how you high point a ball right there. As Lane's trying to fight through.
From the 7-yard line, first down. Oh, just a great catch. And his other receiver almost banged into him, my friend.
As him and Coleman both went up for it. So we'll see a 2-yard run that time by Ethan Lane.
Now 2nd and 4. Clock continues to run.
Now, I hate to talk about this so soon, but we are in the fourth quarter. The end of this drive could go a long way in determining our player of the game. As they're going to pitch it out wide, that'll go to the 9 of Ethan Lane as he moseys his way in from 4 yards out, his 3rd touchdown of the night.
At 8:28 left in the game, 4-yard run for Ethan Lane.
Ethan Lane.
And that's another $5 going to the Friendship APL, thanks to Jamie's Carpet Shop.
And do you know what, my friend? You look at Lane, and we have something called the POG. Player of the game.
That's right, POG.
We're not saying anything yet. You've got 8 minutes left, but boy, he's making his case.
Well, that's why I felt it was so crucial. Him and Pasrello were tied with 2 touchdowns each. It felt like either one of them could have scored there and get the upper hand on the other, right? Coleman knocks through the extra point.
Coleman Pat is good. With 8:28 left in the game, it's 35-16. Amherst up over Sandusky.
We'll be right back here for more fourth quarter coverage on the Lorain County Sports Network. .28 to go in the fourth quarter here on the Lorain County Sports Network. Amherst coming off of another successful drive. Now this game for them, for the most part, has been defined by the running game, but a huge explosive play through the air sets them up for another touchdown run.
That was just a brilliant play to get him in position for Lane to score a touchdown.
As it was Ethan Lane getting his 3rd score of the night. He's putting up quite an opener here in his sophomore season. As we see the kick go back and trying to find a lane, and it'll stay within the 20.
You know what, a successful kickoff, you got to push it right up the gut and then turn it to the outside. There was no gut to push that into. That collapsed in a hurry.
And that's the drawback sometimes. If you do put 3 guys back deep, with high school, you never know which direction a kicker's going to go. They may not even be aiming it.
Yeah, special teams kamikazes were down there in a hurry.
Yeah. So that'll bring Sandusky back out onto the field.
Here's your Myers Brown. What are you telling your team right now?
You know, there's a message to be sent about mental toughness and adversity, and obviously maybe you don't overcome it tonight, but in last season there were a lot of games that got out of hand on them a lot faster than this.
Well, the Amherst game last year was what? 48-6.
So it's a step in the right direction there. Obviously, they want to keep improving, as they went 1-9 a year ago, did Sandusky. But a lot of new faces. Head snaps high over the opposite side of his head this time. And trying to jump on it was Henlin. He misses it. And instead, it's fallen on by Dylan Popovich.
Oh, my.
Touchdown,
Popovich
Amherst.
in the game. How do you like that? I get just a recovered fumble for a touchdown in the end zone.
They've scored in almost every way tonight.
Oh, my golly.
Dylan Popovich covers one in the end zone for Amherst.
And that'll also bring out
Dylan Popovich, backup Sam linebacker.
That'll bring up for the second time our turnover chain update, thanks to Elyria Jewelers and Repair, where they treat customers like family. Second turnover, second being the fumble, and I believe it was on the second straight drive that happened. And that's just like...
You know, it was one of those I was actually thinking Hamlin should kick the ball out of bounds.
There's always that, yeah, it's a tough 50-50 there, 2 and give it back, or the quick 7. As Coleman does make it a full 7 points.
Coleman perfect today with his Pats.
42-16 now in favor of the Comets.
And 8:15 left in this game.
And we want to remind you, we have a whole family of channels to digest high school football on. Of course, we're here on YouTube.
Fill me in on this.
That's right. We're here on YouTube. This is just one game on YouTube, though. Our other crew is on the opposite side of Northern Ohio at Lake High School in Uniontown, where North Ridgeville is taking on the Blue Streaks there, coincidentally. We also, of course, our bread and butter, our radio stations, WOBL, WDLW.
OBL's at the Elyria Mayfield game.
OBL, they're over at LaGrange.
Keystone. Oh, they're okay.
And then another one, DLW.
They're doing Keystone, yeah, and DLW is at Mayfield.
Elyria and Mayfield. So remember to check out our social media all season. You can find where your team is being covered. Next week, us personally, we're going to be visiting a rivalry matchup, Firelands at Vermilion.
Boy, we're always greeted nicely at Vermilion High School. It was a basketball game, a football game. Good people out there. I just wonder if Allie LaForce and Joe Smith will be in attendance. They live in Vermilion, 6-7 months of the year, but Joe can't do winter, so
I think we'll fall in, end of August, we'll fall into that.
I will give her a bus and see if she'll be there. She can join us up in the booth for a little bit.
Love that. That'd be amazing, as Jack Coleman will kick this one off. And that one through the hands, bobbled around. Tough to say who's coming up with that. Amherst pointing that direction.
Oh, boy, when it rains, it pours, my friend.
So many white shirts around the ball there. Tough to say who came up with it.
We'll find out right here.
Yeah, thank courtesy of Sam Sovical. He's got us covered. It's just a case of going through the hands.
Boy, tried to reach for that. You still can't tell because you had 10 comments down there. It was 22 coming away with that football. Jalen Kellerman.
Oh, but the kicking team, somebody got a head start.
Oh, ho, ho.
And re-kick.
So we will see a re-kick. So instead of 3 straight fumbles, we'll see a re-kick here.
Could you call that dodging a bullet for the Blue Streaks?
Yeah, absolutely right there. Like you said, when it rains, it pours. It looked like it couldn't get much worse. We'll see. They
Kellerman, the tight end linebacker, is like, I got to handle the ball. Well, he earned that.
Yeah, we've seen a few different guys that are special teamers make some impact plays here, and I'm sure a few more will have the opportunity to as this fourth quarter goes on. Just over 8 minutes to go.
The Sandusky kickoff returner wanted to make something happen and just try to run before he had possession of the ball.
So this will give us a chance to go through a few more of our great sponsors. You're seeing all of them during commercial breaks. Our coverage wouldn't be possible without them, whether it's like the official barbecue of the Lorain County Sports Network, Jones, Bones, BBQ, and Grub.
Smoking good barbecue. Now, my friend, you only get barbecue dripping on your chin.
There's no other way to have it, right?
Well, thank you, because I have relatives down south in Charlotte. They like it dry.
Oh, no.
And I say, there's a reason you lost the Civil War, and that's one of them. How can you eat dry ribs?
Yeah, no, there's no way. You couldn't pay me to do it. As Amherst not able to get it back there, but Sandusky will hang on to it. And then, yeah, there was a great spread of barbecue and different things at food trucks and the concession stands here tonight. So big thank you to everybody here.
Shout out to Band Moms for providing us our hot dogs for Rate the Dog earlier and providing concessions here with a big crowd.
That they did. And yeah, that's, no matter how the game's going for your team, as long as the concession stand's still open, I think spirits can remain pretty high. Hopefully that's the case for everybody involved here tonight. But like you said, in addition to the band parents, big thank you to Sandusky for all the hospitality overall this evening.
I believe Pouchot back in center. We'll find out here in a hurry.
Henlin gets the snap there. Throw out left. That's going to be Jackson back in the game. Good to see him back out on the field of play as he gets pushed out of bounds.
And Braden Pouchot is back in.
So they're getting a few of those guys back in the rotation. Hopefully, at this point, you want to build up a rhythm together because obviously you got another 9 weeks. And you talked about this pregame. That schedule, it's a very tough one.
Oh my gosh, it's a meat grinder. I've got to come through. Get the 6 of Cumarian Hunter. Came in a couple bad snaps on his first 2 snaps. It's like, here's a guy being playing both ways the entire game. Asked to snap the football. Didn't even get any practice snaps on the sideline.
Exactly, and throughout the week, I'm sure there's not much of that going on. You need
No.
to get as many reps with your ones as you can. There's not really much mixing you do in practice. Because outside that, he's been very physical tonight. Jackson will get the handoff this time, plunging ahead for a couple.
Davion Jackson.
I thought he got 4 or 5 that time. We'll see. 7:44 now left in the game. 42-16. Amherst on top of Sandusky.
We've got another guy down, and that may, in fact, be Jackson. So we'll step away
boy.
for a moment as the training staff comes out to check on him and our Mars
Did
board.
Jackson talk his way in?
We'll find out as trainers come to check on him. As his head popped up for a moment, so we'll see what they have to say to him and when they check in on him. So we'll take a quick timeout and come back after this on the Lorain County Sports Network. As we return here, they're able to get Davion Jackson off the field.
I know he talked his way back on.
Well, it may have been doing so to pass a milestone, as that run got him over 100. Henlon trying to navigate through that pocket, but it'll be Andy Malloy with the sack as he looks to...
Your best buddy, right?
I was going to say, he looks to add on to what was a great season a year ago and gets some more honors under his belt.
You talk about last season, 56 tackles, 3 for loss, 2 sacks, forced fumble, 6'1", 210, senior.
And the incredible thing for him, I mean, he gets 2 sacks, but that was in a system where a lot of the linebackers were the ones asked to do the pass rushing, the edge rushing. So he's more of dealing with some of the
holding up linemen.
blockers. And now this year he's getting his opportunity to rush the passer. And
You know, he's not even a rush end. That's on the other side with Connor Bennett.
yeah. So 4th and 7, that'll lead to a punt here. That's away. Letting it bounce this time is Voorhees, and it'll be at the 44.
18 down there to down at Dominic D'Amico. Just a freshman.
1st and 10. Amherst.
So we'll see who Amherst elects to bring out here. Obviously, you want your guys to get as many reps as you can, ready them for the rest of the season, but you also have to weigh out the fatigue, right?
You know what? You do, but you know, I'm glad you said the first thing, because so many people wonder, well, it's 42-16. Why isn't a junior going in there, the third string guy or second string? Here's why. Because there's going to be games that the starters need to play the entire game. And if you're taking them out with 6 minutes to go, what happens the next game when you need them, and they have 6 minutes less of gas or hitting than them?
Right, and it's especially Buckeye, one of the best teams in Division III. They got to be ready to go for that next week. So Passarello will remain out there. Ethan Lane next to him. He'll get the carry, and he's untouched for the first 8 yards, then cut down that time by Isaiah Johnson.
And here's what's crazy. Lane running between the center and the right guard. That much room shows the dominance of that offensive line of Amherst here late in the game.
And I'm loving the fact that these guys, they're 210s, 215s, and they're still imposing their will up there. Obviously, the tackles, the center got a little more size to them, but those guards, they're showing us what they can do. It's officially a 9-yard gain, and he is continuing to solidify why he's in the running for our Player of the Game award. He's at 171. We'll see if he can get to 200.
Passarello looking at the sidelines again for his play. Ethan Lane with him. They'll send 2 receivers to either side of the field again, but I don't look for them to air the ball out, although I said that the last time and they had the big pass play.
That they did. It'll be Lane, first down and more. Cutting left. He's got a lane to try to get out of there. Caught from behind that time.
Great tackle by Dalen Aaron.
That'll go from the 47 inside the 30, so I think 21 yards there. He must have heard me hinting at the yardage. He's up to 192 now as we're tracking his progress to 200. Not only is that achievement for him, but that front 5.
1st and 10 now. Looks like they're on the 26-yard line of Sandusky. 5:25. No need to stop the clock on either side.
Now, they're on the doorstep of 300 yards. What if I told you that was nothing compared to what they did a year ago?
Yeah, but it's been like a quiet. This is not really any breakaways. That's through the line of scrimmage. It's between the tackles where he's running.
I think our longest run of the night is 33 yards, and that was the quarterback, Passarello. Yeah, you look over at Lane, who just got that handoff. His longest run of the night's 24.
Boy, he's a workhorse, isn't he? You think they're trying to push him up to that 200 mark?
They're trying. He'll get 2, but I might see some dirty laundry moving him back here.
Hold in the middle of the line.
10-yard penalty, first down.
Who got caught on that? Evans Swires, the left tackle. And Evan, you've had a brilliant game so far. I will counter that flag with noting that, how good he's been.
And they've had a very solid game across the board.
Hey, I got to give a shout-out to, as you said, Sandusky High School and the folks we've got, what can I say, stellar digs up here in the press box, my friend.
Couldn't ask for anything better than, especially with week 1 and all the amenities. And
our English teacher, Stephanie, showing us, giving us the pronunciations of the team.
That's right. Her name's Stephanie, and she was able to help us out. So a big thank you to her and everyone here. Part of the Blue Streaks Athletic Department. And they're also posting score updates on the scoreboard. And that's going to be the first handoff to Dylan Popovich on the night.
Popovich getting a handoff. You know what? He recovered that fumble at the end, so they're saying, let's give him some totes.
Let's give him a chance to show what he can do. As we look up on the scoreboard, a few different games going final, I believe. But not too many affecting our Lorain County portion. We may see Vermilion up there, though, as they share this.
And we have their next
conference.
Of course, as you mentioned, the Firelands and Vermilion. Nice little rivalry.
Can't wait to be a part of that. Also, want to remind you, we'll have a very quick post-game here, but then we will direct you to WOBL and WDLW on the radio side, as they'll have the full post-game show. Flag stops that play.
Another flag comes flying in from the back.
But they will be talking to coaches and players around the county and also recapping the night. So make sure you tune into our Spitzer Auto World and Amherst post-game show, because that Spitzer world revolves around you, and recapping of Lorain County High School football revolves around us at WOBL and WDLW.
Now, I can't tell you who was on, but Ryan George, the National Honor Society right guard, threw his hands up in the air like I'm guilty.
It's an honorable man, right? He's in that club for
Yeah, he's an honest man.
As most of the starting skill players are out of the ball game, but Passarello's still out there. And remember, this is a sophomore making his first start at QB.
He's got Popovich now to his right side. Lane's done for the night.
As you got to be ready to work with different players. Right around the edge there, that'll go Popovich again, pushed out after a modest gain. But I think another flag along the
Les Lebo was out for their blocking. The wide receiver is also in the game.
So with 3:16 to go, we're seeing Amherst draw a few different penalties.
Now it's Christian Wolf throwing his hands up in the air. The right side, guys, the National Honor Society students.
I'm sure they'll have something to talk about in film tomorrow. We'll see. Speaking of the offensive line, left tackle Evan Swires will head out, and I believe in his place, the 55 of Brendan Kuhn entering the game.
Kuhn is just a valuable man. Backup center to Ethan Vincent, also coming in to play left tackle now.
So we'll continue to see shuffling up there. Sandusky doing a little bit of the same, but more out of necessity, as they've had a few guys go down to injury or for other cramping reasons here on the evening.
You know, I want to mention Bobby Brooks, the left guard. You know why? We haven't said his name today. I mean, no penalties on him. And the running game by Lane has been so successful between the tackles because of men like him. Yeah, shout out to Bob. When you're not getting your name mentioned as an offensive lineman, that's a good thing.
But in the film room, he might have the highest grade of any of them. I'd like to see what that report bears out. As during our players' spotlight, as right there, Popovich goes down after around 5. Andy Malloy mentioned, one of the defensive linemen mentioned, when I asked him who's the most fiery or who's the coach that brings the most juice, and he alluded to the offensive line coach for the comments. So that's why this group has such a mean streak to him.
So Bobby Brooks, I salute you, my friend.
Third down upcoming here. Passarello.
Great part about Passarello in there, too, is like he's a sophomore. This is his first start. He needs to play the entire game.
Yeah, it's how you build your leadership, too. And plus, I think it's so vital to work with different players because you never know when a guy could have to leave a game or drops out of a game, and you got to work with his replacement. You never know how important that is till it actually is sprung on you. Sweep out left and cut off that time. Big hit laid by Christian Porter, the 6'1 sophomore defensive end. And that's he had 3 sacks a year ago as a freshman, so they've got a lot of youngsters to look forward to in getting these varsity reps.
Terrence Relevant got over there too. He's been all over the field today. And Kamarian Hunter making sure that the man stayed down.
As we get under the 2-minute mark here, 4th down and seemingly forever. This might be the equivalent of our road trip back to Lorain County tonight to try to make up. And I think we're going to see Passarelli's bunched up with his teammates. The official, I think Coach Thome is going to take a timeout before the play clock.
4th and 25. It's a long ways to go.
So he'll use that timeout, their first of the second half.
Timeout.
It's by time to get that punting unit on the field, I presume.
You know, if you're the Blue Streaks, you fought hard. You got it done. I'll tell you, one of the keys is when Peugeot went out and you had to move another man in the center who hasn't snapped yet this year, and 2 wayward snaps to start, and bang, it was all over then.
Was it around 28-16, 35-16 when that happened? And it was still early in the 4th quarter. I mean, we still had around 9 minutes to go.
Yes, indeed.
And they'd shown the potential for the electric play. Speaking of, I think I'd like to knock this one out already while we're on the subject. The big play of the game, even in the losing effort, I think that touchdown pass from Hamlin to his receiver Peak, that's our big play of the game, brought to you by Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Lorain County. It takes so little to be a big part of somebody's life.
48-yard pass play. I have been a big brother in my tenure in life until we started having our own kids. And in fact, I was blessed because I got to be a big brother, and I actually got to be a big brother to my little brother's little brother also. So I was a double. I had twins.
It's a very rewarding experience for everybody involved. That punt will go past and out of the back of the end zone. So that'll be a touchback on the punt from Coleman.
But how do you like hustle on there? You want to get a good grade. The Amherst Gunners were down there trying to keep the ball in bounds. You're up by, 26, and they tried to down it at the 1 yard line. All I can say is that's how you play football, my friend.
It almost looked like they were racing each other down there. So
yeah.
Got to the goal line first.
Who's going to get there first?
We continue to get closer to the end of week 1, and it was such a great start on Thursday night, last night, up in Huntington Bank Stadium over at the Cleveland Browns home. That might have been some of the best football we'll see in that stadium.
Oh, my gosh,
season.
just amazing football.
Avon coming out on top, stealing a victory away from St. Ignatius. 22-21. We'll actually have Avon on WDLW next week when Pine Richland comes in from PA.
And always a class act. Mike Elder and his Avon team had a chance to chat with him after the game, a few minutes after.
We've got a big run breaking off there from Raymond Peak as he's got us on our toes still.
Peak back in.
As you're saying with Coach Elder. And he
told me, he says Ignatius has done, really, really improved, and that was 2 relays on there.
As they have, we talked about how tough Sandusky's schedule is. That's a team who's going to have a gauntlet ahead of them.
Buckeye, Lorain, Berea, that's Amherst Steel. But you look at their schedule. Fremont, Ross, Omar, Canton, McKinley, Padua, Vermilion, Columbia, Perkins, Clyde, Norwalk, and Port Clinton.
And it's all a part of that new Northern Ohio Conference where they are a member of the Lake Division. We've actually seen the flags flying in the wind over there of all their conference
Used to be the Sandusky Bay Conference, correct?
Formerly of that, yeah. As Zion Henlin rolling out the nice precision pass along the sideline to Isaiah Johnson.
Isaiah Johnson making his mark today. There's signs of life in the patient here. It might be 42-16. But Sandusky's going to surprise some people this year.
Well, and I think there's some great things you can carry over to into next week. Obviously, Fremont Ross, they're going to pay attention to things like the big play that they had in the first half and some of what they were able to do on offense. Dropping back is Henlin immediately stepping up. This is something that they're going to have to watch out for future opponents, but he's also got to remember to take care of himself. It's a long season.
He probably gained 7-8 yards, but that should be the last play of the game as we're ticking out at inside 20 seconds.
We'll see. They're on the move here.
No, they want to get it again. They want to put the ball in the end zone. I like that. That's spark. That's fire. That's passion for the game.
Second down and 4 to go here from the 34-yard line. Henlon fading away, puts it up top. He's got a man downfield. Oh, Johnson off his fingertips.
Oh, boy, he let him just a tad. You know, I'm from the school that if you touch it, you got to catch it. But that ball was thrown pretty good and just went through his fingers. Off his tips, I'll say.
And, you know, we may not see Sandusky again. Our counter crew.
Oh, my gosh.
They're going to see them against Vermilion.
He wants that one back, bro. He wants that ball back.
Well, that hit the hands right at the goal line itself.
Isaiah Johnson, yeah.
But I'm excited to see the replay of that stream in a couple weeks when Vermilion heads here to take on Sandusky to see Henlon's growth as 2026 goes on.
Yeah, Zion Henlon, just a sophomore, showing something here tonight. Grit, passion.
Look to show that here on this last play, avoiding some pressure, unloads it, and that one's going to be in traffic, intercepted by Damian Quinn. Now he's reversing field. We'll see how far he chooses to run it back.
Oh, he's just speared at the
as he's dropped down there by
16-yard line,
Johnson.
and that's it.
So that'll bring an end to the ball game here from Strobel Field at Foundation Stadium at Sandusky High School. Final score, Amherst 42-16. We'll take a quick break, come back, bring you our version of the Spitzer Auto World in Amherst post-game show, a very quick abbreviated one, and then we will direct you to our post-game back at the studio. So don't go anywhere. We're watching high school football and the upcoming post-game on the Lorain County Sports Network. Show on the Lorain County Sports Network. Week 1 is in the books on our end, and it was a 42-16 victory for the Amherst Comets as they start the season like they did last year with a big victory over Sandusky. What was the key, biggest takeaway from the Comets' victory tonight, Munch?
You know, it's just a running game, running between the line, nothing fancy. A couple times they tried to push it wide, but for the most part, Lane and Pesserell, when he ran, guess what? They ran between the tackles. In fact, they ran between the guards a lot, too. So, as you would say, if you're playing on defense, the A gap was between the center and the guard. Left to right, it doesn't matter. That's where they were running, and they were very successful on that. I tell you this, Sandusky pursued nicely, but, boy, Lane broke tackles, Pesserell broke tackles. They were very, very shifty. And Lane runs kind of up and down. He doesn't crouch, okay? Right. Sees the field really nice. You think he takes some hits. Seems to sidestep them, too, and cut right at the proper time.
Yeah, and at 200 pounds, even though he's a sophomore, he handled that very well in his first official start on varsity. Perfect transition into our Al Januzzi CPA stats of the game because we got to tell you, they ran for over 300 as a team. Ethan Lane specifically, 192, 3 touchdowns.
But you know what's cool?
107 and 2 scores.
Ethan Lane could have had 200. Probably told the coach, let the kid eat. The kid was Mr. Popovich who came in to replace him, and that's exactly what happened.
And not only his stats bear it out, but the unselfishness like that also does to make him our Big Frog player of the game. Well earned.
You know what? There's no complaint whatsoever. In fact, that one was obvious. He just kept running strong, running hard. In fact, there was a period of the game, if you remember, where he didn't get a few carries, maybe for one series of downs, and it was almost like he was yelling to the sideline, "Hey, I'm here, give me the football." Not to rack up individual accolades, but to help his team win the game, to pick up first downs, to get some big runs, to break some, because Sandusky defense was loaded for bear. They were coming at him, and Lane was just brilliant.
That he was. Now, we would add him to our Golden Helmet watch, but he's not a senior. He's only a sophomore. So the guy we're going to put onto that is on the defensive side, Andy Malloy.
Oh, Andy Malloy just, what can you say, that the defense was all over the place today for the Amherst Comets, but Anderson Malloy. Bench press is 315, by the way, so he doesn't get pushed around that much.
Not at all.
6 foot, 210-pound senior. You would think the way he plays that he's heavier than that. You know, he's so quick and he's strong, as mentioned by his bench press. He owns the point of attack wherever it is.
Now, he is our Golden Helmet Watch Award player, presented by Nick Abraham, Elyria Ford, all season long, but our defensive difference maker. We're going to go to the back end, a guy that was filling a lot of early runs, and a name that we said pretty often.
Sam Tollett, number 15, the strong safety, 6 foot, 150-pound junior. Now, once again, strong safety means you have a lot of duties, supporting the run, watching the bigger guys coming out, usually the tight end or running back coming out. Tollett, again, is 6 foot, 150, just a junior. I'll call it this way. He put his head in the meat grinder more than one occasion, and he won the battle.
Yeah, he wasn't afraid to do so. That's going to do it here tonight. To remind you, Amherst, they head home. They'll take on Buckeye next week. As for Sandusky, they will head to Fremont Ross. As for us, we've talked about it a little bit. We'll be at Firelands and Vermilion live along Sailor Way there in Vermilion.
Dude, the home of the Sailors, and always a treat. And once again, we got to shout out to the great people in Sandusky for the hospitality that we received here today.
That we do. Big thank you to them and everything here in this press box they provided. And also the pronunciations was great. Also, thank you to Corey Lozier running the show.
Corey's the dog, man.
That he is. We're ready for 10 weeks. Sam Sovacool on the camera and getting our player of the game snap as we see him coming back. For Mark Munch-Bishop, Sam Sovacool, Corey Lozier, I'm Max Drummond. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll talk to you next week.